Let's see how it goes. Why did you do that? Cool. Aha, okay. TikTok gave me unable to connect. I wonder why. Sending data. You can do it, bub. Streaming. Okay. Let's see if it worked. I've never done this before. I don't even actually know where to look to see. Can someone look at my TikTok and tell me if I'm live? I don't know how to check. Where would I find my own stream? I have no idea. How do I don't use TikTok. It's me, your boomer mom. Any plans for Friendsgiving? Yes, I am live on TikTok. Cool. Hell yeah. On desktop, it just says you're live. Oh, but can you see it? Like, is it working okay? In which case, hello TikTok, welcome. This is my first time streaming here. And hello Facebook and YouTube. We're live everywhere now. I'm gonna go over the Game Awards nominees today. I know one of them, which is it was unavoidable. So many people sent it to me that Dispatch got nominated for best. It was either best debut game or best indie. I guess I don't know actually. I guess we'll find out. I don't know any of the others. I have some guesses, but please try not to spoil them, if that would be okay. Okay. I forget what all the categories are. What do I think would be live for Game of the Year? Oh, I guess I should do my go live tweets, shouldn't I? I'm sorry. I'm a really bad streamer. I don't know. I'm telling you the other thing that I was saying to Twitch chat, everybody, is I will be streaming, I know I said this last stream, with Mayanna Barron, who plays Coop in Dispatch, on Wednesday. Because I'm going to go with Coop this time rather than Sonar. And she's going to come over and join me for that stream, and I think it'd be really fun. She's also a writer on the game, so I'm going to basically try and make all the opposite choices, which I thought would be really fun. So yeah. So we might replay the first episode today, because I don't think Coop's really in Ep1. I don't think much of the Z team is really in Ep1, except I guess a little bit of Flambe, but it's a pretty minor choice. Still, I'll make the opposite choice because I threw the water on him and you can throw the alcohol on him, so. Second Dispatch playthrough. And yeah, if anyone's watching on TikTok, like I said, this is my first time ever streaming on here. I'm also live on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. You just can't see their chats. All right. We did the go lives. We fucking did it, mate. She's in episode 1 for 2 minutes. Yeah, that tracks. Love to see Dispatch getting a nom. Shame it didn't get more time, but man, it's been such a stacked year. Yeah, so I would think the reason that Dispatch didn't get nominated for Game of the Year is actually not because it's a stacked year. It's because it came out too late. So I think when voting ended, I was just talking to some of the kind of funny people came to Rahul's birthday party. Thank you, Drathro, which it genuinely, not that I don't love all of them. I have so much affection for Andy. I mean, my nemesis, Andy Cortez, whom I actually loathe. Tim Geddes is such a sweet man. He is such a fucking angel. I cannot tell you how sweet Tim Geddes is. I'm always blown away by it. He's so kind and so forward with his kindness, which a lot of people aren't, and he's so supportive. Tim's just lovely. But anyway, I was like, well, I think Dispatch will probably get nominated for Game of the Year, is what I was saying to them, because it's been so loved. But they were saying the cutoff was maybe 3 weeks ago or maybe even a month ago. So I'm thinking that maybe only the first 2 episodes were out, and thus it could not have been nominated for Game of the Year, which is a shame. But also, I don't think that like from my conversations with the team, I feel like Ad Hoc really did not know it was going to be this successful. But also like amazing for them to be nominated at all with their first game. And I think the thing that matters more is that people love it so much. I think that's the number one. You think I should start streaming on Quibi DJs? That'd be fun. I love how Reddit is all over Malevola. Yeah, Rahul was telling me, I'm not really much of a Reddit person. I don't really look at Reddit very much. But Rahul was telling me that Reddit is just full of Malevola and he can't avoid it. And Rahul's not even played Dispatch. I don't think he really even knows much about the character. Okay, so before we get into watching this video, which is 10 minutes, that's pretty quick. Game of the year this year is really easy, I think. So I'm going to tell you, I've been right about this for, I think, since 2016. What year did Overwatch win? 2016? The Overwatch won 2016, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm on a streak at this point of almost a decade. Thank you, Stray Echo. Of guessing Game of the Year correctly. So every time I feel like I'm like, oh, stakes. Oh, can't fuck it up now. You'll ruin my... I just want to get to 10 years of guessing what's going to win correctly. And I always want to say, the winner of Game of the Year is not necessarily the best game of that year. It's just this jury's opinion. Doesn't invalidate what you think, nor do any of the nominees. It's just this particular selection of people's opinion. That's all it is. Them not voting for your Game of the Year doesn't mean anything. This year's really easy. It's Expedition 33. There is no universe in which Expedition 33 does not win Game of the Year, and Jennifer English will win performance. If she's not nominated now, it would be very funny. So Expedition 33, she win Game of the Year. There's no question about it. Again, that's not how I feel. That's not my opinion. My personal Game of the Year is Blueprints. I was sitting down and thinking about it yesterday, knowing this was coming today. Blueprints was the experience that impacted me the most this year. I loved it. Blueprints is my Game of the Year. Expedition 33 is the official people's Game of the Year. And Jennifer English is going to win for performance. Again, absolutely zero doubt and totally deserved. It's a fantastic game, obviously. We're going to do an in-person version of Acting 101, one of the podcasts that I have on my podcast channel. Because Ben and Erica will be here for the Game Awards, obviously. So we're going to do a Game Awards episode. And I was thinking that maybe we would ask Jennifer English finally to come by on that one, but not confirmed or anything yet. Don't want to put any pressure on that, but that's what I thought we would maybe do. So yeah, those two couldn't be more certain. Locked, done. And every year I tried to, for the past several years, I've tried to dress up as what I thought, like some like kind of ode to what I thought Game of the Year would be. So last year, the only reason that I messed that up is I had a dress that a company was like, we want to make you a dress for the Game Awards. And I was like, make something inspired by Messmer the Impaler. And that's what they did, which was because at that point I was like, Erdtree. But then Astrobot came out. It's just the dress took so long to make. But I 100% certain it would be Astrobot. This year I was trying to do Expedition 33. I was really trying. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. What I wanted to do... Dan Seuss outfit. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do a take on this dress. So like, it's technically like a pantsuit. It's clearly the coolest in the game. Am I right? We like, look at it. Like, that's sick. So I was gonna try to do a take on that, which is like, it wouldn't be that exactly. That's too hard to make. So I found this company who made a dress that I thought would work really well, and I asked them if they would custom, and they wouldn't do it. And so I spoke to a bunch of friends about it. I found a fabric that kind of works, which is like this bluish reddish, like shimmery fabric. And then I was going to do some like sheer white over the top. The problem is that I can't afford to pay someone to do any custom stuff. I would have to do it myself, and I just do not have the time. Right now I have absolutely no time. But I was going to basically, like, this dress that I had, I was going to unstitch the mesh that they had on the outside and then stitch over the top this new mesh that I found. I just can't do it. I did also look in to see if I could find a version of the beret stripe top that I could make formal. I couldn't find any formal version of a striped top, especially in that direction. Like, I did ask some friends who do cosplay stuff, but of course people need money and I just can't afford it right now. Like, that can be pretty expensive. So yeah, this one, like, we would have made it look formal. I think it would have been super pretty, but sadly this year I'm not going to be able to do it, which I'm really bummed about. And it's like none of the other, like, if we look at all of the Luna outfits of what I could adapt, maybe this one. Can't do that. Can't do that. I could not find horizontal blue stripes that look formal. I just couldn't do it. These two, I can't think of a way that you could make those like casual formal without having just tons of layers and pieces that I'm not trying to do that. So we could maybe see if I could do that. It's like just a black top and a pink skirt, but I would want to find a way to make it look formal enough. But currently what I'm thinking is that I'm going to do, which again would be breaking my tradition. It's fine. We've only been doing it for 2 or 3 years. It's a new thing anyway. Just as soon as I can announce why I'm so busy, what the stuff I've been working on, you'll understand why I don't have any fucking time at the moment. I'm thinking that I'm going to do like a closet Malevola. Just to be like, you know, I'm there. Technically this year, the game I worked on that's nominated is Dispatch. So what if I did it as an ode to Dispatch instead of an ode to Game of the Year? And I was like, maybe any years that I've worked on something that got nominated, because like technically I wouldn't want to take too much credit for this, but I did work on accessibility on God of War Ragnarok for, you know, a pretty long time. And we won that award. Technically that was my team. Very proud to have won that. And I was like, well, maybe if it's something that I work on that's nominated, that's what I go for. That's what I'm thinking, maybe? White tank top and blue jean shorts. No, let me show you oh my gosh, thank you to the anonymous person who gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. No, not a dress inspired by my character. I was going to do, it'd be like kind of obscure enough that like maybe not a lot of people will get it, but if you do, you do. I don't really know. We'll see how it works, but I'm going to do like, this is what I'm thinking, a white bodysuit, which is what she wears anyway. It's very easy to make a white bodysuit look formal with the rest of the outfit. And then this skirt from this brand that I've worked with before, I would have to buy it because I don't want to ask them again. Here, this skirt. Because it's so cute and I think it would look pretty cool. So this skirt, but because it's orange, I thought that maybe these are like feathers because it's like, you know, it's denim, but it'll look kind of formal. I will airbrush the orange to be slightly more red. So it'd be white jumpsuit, a white one piece, like just top, pretty plain. This skirt with red airbrush to make it look more reddish because she's like kind of orange, kind of red. You know what I mean? And we have an airbrush. I could do that. The other one's pink, which is super cute. It's such a cute skirt, but the issue with that is I feel like Malevola's undertones are a little more red. So this one, airbrush it. Obviously I would have to do just like plain black heels. And then I was thinking, I don't have my ears pierced, but I was like, I could just get like some dangly gold earrings because that's kind of what she has. And maybe like a red coat of some kind. Dye my hair black. I'm not going to do that either. But I could like, her hair is basically similar style to mine anyway. So I would just like curl it to the side, right? And we would have the dangly earrings, gold. I would wear stockings because it's always really cold that time of year. Black heels. And yeah, maybe a red coat. Horns, or would that be too cosplay formal? Yeah, they won't let me do that at the Game Awards. You're not allowed to cosplay. So that's why the things I've done in the past, like if I show you my Alanah Pierce, Baldur's Gate 3 costume? See if there's someone's surely got a picture of this. It's on Reddit though. I don't want to open. I'm trying to open fucking Reddit. Here. This is what I did for Baldur's Gate 3. So it's like I could get away with that headpiece because it looks formal enough. I had the dress custom made, but the rest of it's like, it's not like accurate. It's just like an homage. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's no, I feel like it doesn't quite count as cosplay, but there are cosplay vibes is kind of what I'm saying. So this is what I'm thinking. If I do this, paint it red, a little, white bodysuit, black heels, and a red coat, then it's not like you'd have to look at it and go, oh, that's a Malevola cosplay, because that's not what I'm going for. Just an homage. And yeah, I'm not going to dye my hair or anything like that, right? You know what I mean? That's what I'm currently thinking, because I just don't have time to do the Lune I was really hoping to do, because I thought that would really, really cool. No red face. No, but I think like I could do like some makeup stuff that like getting her hairstyle is super easy. Makeup is really just like a black smoky eye, dark red lip. Yeah, I think I'll try and see if I can find something. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see this. Find something similar to that for the earring. That's what I'm thinking. Because yeah, I'd be breaking tradition, but like I'm like, what if I do break tradition any year that a game I worked on is nominated? It's kind of cool to me. You can paint your sword too. I can't. They won't let me take a sword in. You're not allowed to go that far. You find a hat for the horns. Okay, hang on. So this is what our horns look like. I wonder if I could get like it'd have to be like a brown headpiece. Let's see what that comes up with. Brown headpiece where it's like something like this maybe? Like this is not really what I'm thinking, but like maybe something like that? Maybe? Just kind of make horns from my head. That would be very difficult. Like something that's not quite right. Like brown headpiece. This isn't maybe a fascinator. Maybe we could find a brown fascinator here. This could actually look pretty cute with the feather pants. This could work. Huh? It's a brown fascinator. And again, I could just airbrush that to be a darker brown. And it's like not quite right, but it would be something. Maybe. If I make it significantly darker, yeah, then I feel like you would like kind of get it. Screw it and go with the Maleficent horns. They won't let me in. It has to be it can't be cosplay. So it literally says no cosplays allowed on the Game Awards invites. You are not allowed to do that stuff. Foam pieces on hair clips, yeah, they wouldn't let me. It has to look like it's intentionally formal is why it has to be like different enough. You know what I mean? So if I could find something, hang on, what's this? Something fancy to wear on my head that, I mean, that's not bad. I feel like it like evokes a sense but is more formal. If you maybe do that, you make something out of this work, you know what I mean? Braid your hair into horns. I don't know. I don't know how dexterous you think my hair is, bro. Do I have to pay for a ticket? No, I thankfully, tremendous privilege. I get invited every year just by virtue of having been in the industry for so long. Oh my God, you're right. It's $123. We're not doing that. We're not doing that one. Not that one. Jesus, these are expensive. That one's all right. I feel like I can spare a 45, but especially because I would have to paint it. But you get the idea. A headpiece that looks like I'm going to the races but is brown, I think could work. Right? Lauren, we are trying to find, I'm trying to do, so again, this is the skirt. I'm thinking about doing like a fancy casual Malevola for the Game Awards. But I can't wear horns. They won't let me. I have to do something. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll keep looking around. What about a purse inspired by Malevola's sword? Wonder what that would look like. And the thing that I'm most uncertain about is the red coat. Part of me just wants to go with a black coat because then I think you can make this be the color that like speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Like if I just do a regular black coat, it's fine. It doesn't have to look exactly like her. And then this would be like the color piece. The earrings are super easy. I've already got that sorted. I didn't do the same ones because I couldn't find them. I also don't know what to search for, but I've just found like gold dangly clip-ons basically. Wear a really big hat. Well, I wouldn't want to cut people off. We have to just do like a kind of fascinator. Dark red pantyhose. I'll do the dark toned makeup. I like personally just really don't like the way that colored pantyhose looks. Just not a fan. Small hair clips, yeah, maybe. Just like 2 brown hair clips. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Feel like you need lots of red for her. It's just that I'm also trying to not look shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to also not look shit. I will definitely be doing a regular black stockings / pantyhose. That will be 100% like sheer black kind of because it's warmer and the skirt's so short. So that's what I'm thinking is that if this is the only part that's red, maybe I'll see what I can do about a black coat. Sorry, red coat, but otherwise I'll go with black. It'll match the shoes. I could maybe do a red watch. We have a few of those, so I could do a red watch. Anyway, that's the current Game Awards plan, is to do like a casual, fancy Malevola, just in support of ad hoc and all of that, and yeah. Can you screenshot the items and put them all together to get a full image of the complete outfit? Yeah. I definitely think the skirt and the top are good. It's a denim skirt, not shorts. Yes, this is a skirt, again, with this little feather trim that we will airbrush red. And then yeah, I could maybe get a Malevola sword pin. I could maybe ask somebody to make one of those. Put that somewhere. I could maybe do my nails in Malevola sword style. That would be cool because it's like kind of a pinky purpley kind of color. That could be neat. Can't get red stockings. I hate the way they look. Again, I'm trying to also not look shit. So I prefer to like look like the outfit at least belongs at an award show than to be accurate, if that makes sense. It's like I'm trying to like pay homage, but not like I prefer to not look bad than to look accurate. So like it's like a shout out to my goat Malevola. I guess she's down there. Not, yeah, I won't be doing red stockings, man. I can't do it. The essence, that's correct, yeah. I think the more simple you keep it, the better it would work. Yeah. Because again, I am worried that a brown headpiece will make the outfit look stupid. I picture the white and that's red. I think we maybe don't do the brown headpiece. I think that will maybe make it look shit. So I think I'm down with this skirt, airbrush, white top, piece of cake, black heels. I've already got those. I'll probably do a black jacket. I think red watch is a good call. What up, geeses? How y'all doing? We're currently going over what I'm thinking I'm going to wear to the Game Awards this year, and I'm trying to figure out a means to do something Malevola inspired. But not too close. Gooses ain't I know the geese themselves ain't snitches. Bruce himself, bro? I think he might be like an undercover cop, dude. That's crazy shit. Bruce said all cops are cool. Bring a massive sword. I'm not allowed. I don't know if any of you saw it though. I did share the someone made the sword and on Instagram, and I shared it in my Instagram story. He messaged me and asked if he could send it to me. Isn't that crazy? But I was like, absolutely. So I just have to pay for the shipping. But he's like down to give me the sword. And I was like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Bruce was snitching and then refused to snitch on himself. He snitched on everybody else and not himself? Ridiculous. So yeah, like at some point, maybe I'll try and attach it to the background here. And we'll have a fucking Malevolent sword. It's so sick. It's true. Who wouldn't take a free sword anyway? But yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I think we keep it simple. I think that I don't do anything for the horns. That's fine. The makeup, maybe I can do like a little bit of orange or red with like a smoky black kind of look. The dark lips, the earrings. I don't look great with dark lipstick, but whatever. You know what? Whatever. I definitely look better with lighter lipstick, but we can make it happen. It's fine. And I think doing the nails as malevolent will work. Because my nail girl, I haven't gotten my nails done recently. Time and money. But she's like super talented. And if I showed her pictures, she's also like a little bit of a gamer. She has watched all of Rahul's shows. She loves banjo. I feel like I could show her a picture and she'd be like, hell yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'm feeling like I'm making it work. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking for this year's Game Awards, because I couldn't make the Expedition 33 fit work. It's fine. It happens. There's just a lot going on right now. This Hank Green video is just called "Slavery Was Racist." You don't say. So that's a hot take. Damn, Hank really going for it today. He's great. I don't mean to shit talk Hank Green. This is the internet's darling. Okay, is that lined up correctly? There. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Pull some shit together. Casual, fancy Malevola. An ode to the character, but not a cosplay. Not trying to look too accurate. Not allowed to anyway, because the Game Awards is kind of strict about that stuff. I think it'll work. And yeah, I'll be in the crowd clapping like crazy if they win. But that's the only thing that I know of so far. So again, Expedition 33 is going to win Game of the Year. Jennifer English is going to win Performance. Expedition 33 or Hollow Knight Silk Song will win Music. I don't even know what's nominated yet, to be clear. Debut game, again, I don't know if they have that. I would have thought would be Dispatch, or Indie will be Dispatch. There's a chance Silk Song takes that too, though. Yeah, so actual nominees for Game of the Year, which is like the category I'm most familiar with, will be Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silk Song. How many get nominated? Is it 5? 5? Is this year 10 potentially accurate prediction? This year is 9. For anyone who's just joined, I have guessed Game of the Year correctly since 2016. So there's a lot riding on this. Thankfully, this year's mad easy. Next year's also really easy. It's GTA. 6? Okay. 6 nominees for Game of the Year. Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Nintendo, always get nominated. I don't think the press, because again, the Game Awards is really just a popularity contest. The game has to be very popular. I don't think they would have nominated Blueprints. So Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, for sure. What else even came out this year? That's 4. I need 2 more. Because I actually don't think Death Stranding 2 would have made it. Oh, yes. Hades 2, 100% Hades 2. Hades 2, for sure. Hades 2 is definitely in there. That could also get indie game, to be fair. So that's 5. I need 1 more. Okay, so the final one is Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yotei. Probably. The Kojima tax. I wouldn't think Donkey Kong Bonanza would be nominated. It's Nintendo, dude. I would be so shocked if Bonanza, a game that I'm basically a hater of from day one, bro. I just don't. I'm not a fan of that game. I'd be shocked if it's not here. Again, I don't actually know though, but I think Bonanza will be in there. So, if my last two spots are Ghost of Yotei or Death Stranding 2. Is there any other huge game that I've been missing? I don't think so. I'm gonna say of those two, they go Death Stranding 2. Oh yeah, Arc Raiders. Damn. I've not played it because I won't play it, so I actually can't speak to the quality of that game, but it is huge. Oh my god, Split Fiction. Fucking hell. Jesus. No, Split Fiction doesn't get nominated for Game of the Year. Again, that is not me saying it doesn't deserve it, to be clear. My Game Awards looks very different. This is just what the press who are on this particular jury will have voted for. Split Fiction will not get nominated. So I'm saying it's Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Expedition 33, which will win. I've already forgotten the other three again. I know It Takes Two won previously. I got that one right that year too. Split Fiction will not be nominated. Blueprints will not be nominated. Mind's Eye. Yes, Bonanza. Let me write them down. Okay, here's what we got. So we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, E33, DKB. So lazy. DKB, Hades 2. That's 4. Silk Song, so Hollow Knight Silk Song. And I'm gonna go Death Stranding 2. I'm pretty confident with that. Jerry, lock it in. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was early in the year, but it's impressive enough. DS2, nah. I can't think of what else would be instead of Death Stranding 2. Again, I really don't think Split Fiction ends up nominated for Game of the Year. Not that it doesn't deserve it, again. No, they won't do Monster Hunter. Avowed won't get nominated. No way. I did put Hollow Knight. It's really the last two that I'm not positive about, which is Death Stranding 2 or Yotei probably. Doom won't get Game of the Year nominated. It's basically like there's very much a formula for getting nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. The game has to have either a very strong narrative focus or very good art. And good music across the board for sure. Concord. Yotei kinda is the formula, yes. The only reason I'm not saying Yotei, which I think for the record is leagues better than Tsushima. Like, oh my gosh, Protra, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here again. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wait, was that 25? Oh my god, dude, thank you. I thought it was 10, and thank you. You're always so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're currently guessing Game of the Year. Yeah, so I think that Tsushima is a better game. Sorry, Yotei is a better game than Tsushima. I think Yotei fucking rules. The only reason I think it doesn't get nominated, again, this is not my stance. I am telling you the Game Awards jury stance. I think they are very predictable. Yotei doesn't get nominated because it's a Ubisoft-like, and people have become harsher and harsher and harsher about that particular genre. It is no longer considered shiny, cool art, even though Yotei is a fucking gorgeous game with a strong narrative that absolutely is artful. But I think that there is like a stink on things that are Ubisoft-like, and I do not think it gets nominated for Game of the Year. I'd be happy to eat my words, though. I'd love for that. That team is amazing, and Erica's the fucking best, and I would love to see that. If she doesn't get nominated for performance, that would be a fucking outrage. Even though, again, through no fault of Erica's, who I think did a fantastic job. Jennifer English is winning that award. I knew that fucking back in March, mate. 100% Jennifer English sweep. All right, yeah, I'm locking them in. I think Death Stranding 2 is the 6th game, unless there's something I've forgotten. It could be Arc Raiders, but I can't say anything about it really because I haven't played it. Is there any world where the Kojima tax isn't paid on a year where he releases a major game, though? That's why I'm saying DS2. The Kojima tax gets DS2 in there automatically, even though I actually stopped playing that game after that one boss fight because I think the boss fights stink. It is what it is. Yeah, let me think about what would be nominated for performance. Jennifer English, Erika Ishii. I absolutely think Troy deserves it for Indiana Jones, but sometimes that can be a little tough with the Game Awards because for games that came out so long ago, people forget. So if they're smart, Troy's there. It's possible that they will have forgotten that that is eligible this year, though. But Troy should be there. Maybe someone from the Hades 2 cast. I've also not played that. It's on the list, man. I think Ben Verso. I would say Troy. Again, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, though. Erica, Jennifer English. I'm going to put Ben forward. Someone from Hades 2. I would 100% have put Laura Bailey for Dispatch, but the game wasn't out when they voted, so that won't happen. But she 100% deserves it, and I hope they remember her for next year. Her performance is so fucking good. Who would the last one be? Games with good performances this year. I really have no idea. The dude from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I actually did really like their performances in that game, but I don't think it'll get nominated because that game is more in line with a sim. Dispatch won't count, no. Thought cutoff point was mid-November. Yeah, but the recent episodes of... Dispatch came out recent enough to be nominated, but not to win because all episodes weren't out. It was never going to get much. I'm trying to think of who the last voice actor would be. I hope I'm not forgetting someone. I'm trying to think of performances this year. I don't know. Maybe another Expedition 33 actor? I don't know. It would also be really cool if Abiotic Factor got nominated for something, but I don't imagine. Yeah, Kylie specifically, obviously. Do you think Assassin's Creed Shadows will be nominated for any category? They might get like action, but again, I'm banking against Yote versus DS2 on Game of the Year because people are just so against the Ubisoft formula these days. So Henry from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is better than anyone on that list. Yeah, those two main actors in Kingdom Come Deliverance did a fantastic job. It's just that I wouldn't say better than anyone on that list. Jennifer English fucking deserves the award. That is not fair at all. They're all great. Like, it's just different kinds of performances. But I think because Kingdom Come Deliverance is like perceived, again, this is not my opinion. I've just gotten good at guessing what the Game Awards jury is going to go for. And a lot of it's perception. Humans are biased, man. Like, I've said this over and over again. One of like the YouTube videos that I made that people get the most outraged about is about 7 out of 10 games and like why it's as common as it is that things that AAAs don't get below that. And part of what I pose in that video, which I will stand by to the end of time, I have no idea why it upset people, is you have to remember that people reviewing these games are just some fucking dude. It's so weird to me that they get mad about that when I'm basically telling you IGN's opinion is not important. And they're like, how fucking dare you? It's just some fucking person's opinion. People just have fucking opinions. The person who wrote a review for IGN is not any more important than you. They just happen to have that job. You know what I mean? It's just some fucking dude. So like, I don't know why people look at it as this massive important opinion that matters so much. Oh, what did IGN's, what did the Game Awards say? They're all just fucking people, man. It's no different to you having a conversation with your mates about what you think Game of the Year is. I know people don't see it that way. I disagree with those people. I do not think you should take this stuff as seriously as you do. It doesn't matter. It's different for the studios themselves, who it means a lot to, but as the public, as the audience, it's not your job to argue in favor of whatever award you think the studio deserves from some independent body that you're not part of. Like, that's just, don't stop treating it like it's that fucking important. They're just some fucking dude. And it's very confusing to me that people get so upset about me saying that in that particular video when I'm like, I'm agreeing with you. You know that I'm telling you IGN's just full of a bunch of fucking dumb dudes, including myself when I worked there. And who gives a shit what that dumb dude, including myself, thinks? Doesn't mean anything. Who fucking cares? It's just some fucking guy. It really is. It's just some fucking guy who just happens to write for a website. You know? Wouldn't you think that the IGN dude has some sort of informed opinion and is a professional? If it's journalism, a game review is not journalism. I mean, you can argue that it is, but I tend to think that reviews are just opinion or editorial. They're not like informed critical stances unless they've like done what what's the guys who do all the tech? Oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. They just went independent recently. Digital Foundry, thank you. Unless it's Digital Foundry, whose reviews kind of are journalism. It's, and I'm not even saying it like negatively. It's just some fucking dude's opinion. His opinion, because he or she, I tend to refer to myself as a dude. Whatever. Just because it's published on IGN.com does not make it more valid than your opinion. It really doesn't. And that's why I'm like, game review is intentionally subjective. It is intentionally just someone's opinion. Stop taking it so fucking seriously. And I feel the same way about the Game Awards, and we'll scream that from the rooftops every year. Don't worry about it. If thing that you like didn't get nominated, it just means 100 people who didn't talk to each other, who have no communication whatsoever, who are from different countries, some of whom don't even speak the same languages, half of them don't even know each other. It's literally not a discussion for the Game Awards. They don't even talk about it. They just submit a number to Jeff when it gets tallied. It doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Chill. It doesn't matter. That's why, like, I maintain if you're taking them seriously, you shoot themselves in the foot. And again, it was surprising to me that people got so mad about that particular video when I was like, don't you agree? Don't you constantly say that they're like just some fucking dumb dude, which aren't we all at the end of the day? Just has dumb dude opinions on entertainment they like. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just some fucking guy. It really is. Chill out. Write down a list so we can count how many you got right at the end. I think I already did that for okay, I guess I could do it at the start of each category. Have you talked about the future class business I just got here? No, but I will have a YouTube video about that up this week. I did also make an Arc Raiders video about why I won't play that game, just because I realized how many people didn't know from a comment on Instagram that I'm late to all news at this point because I'm too fucking busy, but that will be up. I like swapped the two, so I'll have a video where I talk about future class stuff up tomorrow. What people should do if they care about what people think is to find someone. Totally agree. Yeah. I have never read game reviews personally. I never will. I get that some people do. Not a thing I've ever done. Do not give a shit about reviewers' opinions, so obviously that informs a lot of my stance. However, I'm obviously in a really privileged position when I say that, in that a lot of my friends are professional game reviewers. The people that I tend to have the same taste as, I can tell like straight up, if I want an opinion on a video game and I haven't played it because I don't accept codes or anything anymore, and I want someone's opinion who shares similar stance to me, I will go to Andy Cortez from Kind of Funny, Tamor Hussein from GameSpot, and Jacob Geller. Those three people I know have really similar taste in video games to me. Jacob Geller and I have virtually identical taste. So if I wanted to know like someone's opinions on an upcoming game release, those would be the three people that I would ask. And I think the idea is you just kind of have to find people who suit that for you as well, whether it's a YouTuber or a particular writer at a particular website, or your friends. Do you know what I mean? It's your fucking friends. Thank you, Survivor323. The only reviews I read are Steam reviews. That's also fair. That's also fair. I still do think this suggestion that that user reviews are more valuable than journalist reviews are silly, though, because at least the journalists like try to try. Like, it's impossible. You can't be subjective with a review. That's not how reviews works. It's literally impossible. All humans are biased, but they try, because the user reviews on Metacritic are just zeros and tens. And you're like, no, they're right. Oh, wait. Is that what we want to listen to? Really? The zeros and tens? Is that, you think that's better than at least a couple of eights? You know what I mean? They'll give like a functional game a 0 because they haven't played most of the shit that exists in the world. There are a lot of bad games out there. I think we're all trying to find that group of people who just mesh with our vibe like that. Totally. Yeah, you just gotta like find the group of people whose opinions you align with, and I don't know, or your mates. I don't know why anyone gives a shit what IGN thinks, and that's not even disparagingly. It just doesn't matter, and I say that as someone who worked there. I wrote reviews. They were just my opinion. Anyway, Dispatch was robbed, and I bet it will be different with the better gaming awards that follow. Dispatch, again, I know that they got that one award. That's the only one I know about, because everyone sent it to me. The episodes of Dispatch were not out by the time that voting finished. So Dispatch would have got, I don't know if it's indie game or debut game, I don't remember, but they would have got that because at least like maybe 2 or 4 episodes were out, whereas I think it would be wrong to vote Dispatch for Game of the Year without having played the whole game. I think you can make the case easily for indie, having played 4 hours of it, and those are fantastic. It's such a good game. I also, if they had the time, would have thought it would be nominated for Game of the Year. It would be really hard to justify that against so many other great games this year as well without having played the whole game. So they are not allowed to get nominated. Yes, they can be nominated. They were allowed. You can actually nominate anything for the Game Awards. That's how little the Game Awards fucking matters. It's not an award show. It just happens to be called that. You can nominate anything. If you wanted to, you don't have to follow any rules for any category. If you wanted to nominate Minecraft in 2025, allowed to do that. If enough people did it, it would be nominated in the category. They don't have any rules. You can nominate anything you want for any reason that you want. They do not check. It is just what the people want. But I'm thinking that people's self-centered. And again, I have voted on the Game Awards jury, I think 4 times. I don't do it anymore, obviously, especially someone who now makes games. That would be crazy. But you just submit numbers. There are no rules. And I would not be comfortable voting Dispatch for Game of the Year without having played the whole thing. So, yeah. It is indeed a world premiere show with some trophies. That is correct. Yes, the TLDR here, stop placing so much importance on it. It doesn't fucking matter that much, mate. It just doesn't. All right, let's do it. I will pause before the start of each category to guess. And let me know if my audio is okay when we start the video. Let me close all these real quick. Is that good? Let me know. Benjo's fine. Thank you so much for asking.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Keighley, and the Game Awards season is officially here. Leading up to our live
is it loud enough?
Streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th.
Thank you, Mercy Streams. Appreciate it. Thank you. Up and down. Okay.
Global nomination announcement special. Every year, we come together as a community to celebrate and, of course, debate the absolute best in video games. And, of course, also get a look at what's next from our industry's most talented creators. This year, there have been so many incredible games created and updated.
I see he's rocking the
have the honor of being selected as nominees for the Game Awards by our global voting jury. Who's in the running? Well, you're about to find out as we reveal this year's nominees across all the categories. And
it'll peak if I go louder. Sorry.
By voting at thegameawards.com. All right, should we do it?
Let's
Here's the first category.
Do it.
For best performance,
okay, I already guessed these. Best performance, I think. Jennifer English. Ben Starr. Someone from Hades 2. Erika Ishii. Troy Baker. I don't know what the 6th is. Let me, not that I think it will, but let me just say maybe someone from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 should be in there. Those are my guesses. And I really hope Troy gets nominated. He really does deserve it.
Nominees are Ben Starr,
Hey.
Flare Obscure Expedition 3.
Big up Ben Starr. That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. That's my boy. Isn't Alanah SAG? What would be the difference between her voting in the SAG Awards as an actress and the VGA as a dev? Just the way they're structured. So the Game Awards is intentionally just nominated by media and juries. There are award shows that are dev structured. So like I could vote in the GDC Awards or the DICE Awards, or in the BAFTAs, which I have done previously. The Game Awards doesn't allow that. They don't do that. Anyway, big up Ben Starr. Huge love to my boy Ben. He's incredible. Yeah, my mum does think Ben's hot. I still haven't told him. So, but he knows. He knows. He knows. You walk around sounding like that and you don't think, get out of here. Okay.
33. Charlie Cox for Claire Obscure.
I didn't expect that one. There's going to be 3 Expedition 33 noms? Not that he doesn't deserve it. They're all great. I didn't expect that. I think maybe... because of the impact of the others? Don't know. Didn't expect that one. Again, not that it's not deserving, just didn't expect it. Didn't expect it.
Expedition 33. Erika Ishii
Yeah.
for Ghost of Yote.
I was going to say, is Jennifer not going to be in there? Crazy. Yeah, she's winning it. She's winning it. Okay, the others. I didn't expect Charlie, so we still have 2 more. Troy, Hades 2.
Your Expedition 33. Konatsu Kato.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I only played a tiny bit of that game on stream on Halloween. She did do a really good job. I'm really glad to see that, actually. I just kind of blanked on that game, which is my bad. But she did a really, really, really good job. That's like super well deserved. That's fucking awesome. I'm really glad that they did that. That's dope.
Silent
And
Hill
Troy?
F. And Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Very glad to hear it, Troy. Look at that
For
face.
Best Ongoing Game.
Best ongoing game. Oh, fuck, I'm always bad at this because I'm not a multiplayer person. Peak. Fortnite. I would always personally vote for No Man's Sky. Personally. Every fucking year. And I shout on that game when it first came out. And now, fucking rules. Helldivers 2 is a great shout. I have no idea. I really am not the person to talk about this particular category.
Nominees are
Peak?
Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite,
Fortnite,
Helldivers 2,
Helldivers.
Marvel Rivals,
Okay.
and No Man's Sky.
They did it again! Peak should have been in there. I would have voted Peak. Starfield gang. Very happy to see No Man's Sky. They did have another fantastic update this year. Give them their flowers. They deserve it. It's still one of like the funniest Game Awards moments was the COVID year. Where No Man's Sky got nominated, I think for the first time. Sean Murray is there. They have like, cause everyone's via webcam with the in their little waiting room. And he's drinking a beer. And they say No Man's Sky, and he just did not expect it. So he was like, like an actual spit take. It's so fucking funny.
For Best Mobile Game.
I can't. I'm not a mobile gamer. I literally can't think of one. The Call of Duty. Fortnite. Call of Duty. Gotcha video game 1 and 2. I got no fucking idea.
The nominees are Destiny Rise.
Didn't know that existed.
Persona 5, The Phantom X.
Didn't know either of these existed. I like both of those games.
Sonic Rumble.
Didn't know
Uma
about...
Masume, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves.
Okay, I know of Wuthering Waves. It's the only game among here that I've even fucking heard of. So... my bad.
This year's nominees
Best
for
art direction. Okay. Hades 2. Hollow Knight Silksong. Ghost of Yote. 6 total. Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Ghost of Yote. Oh, Expedition 33 will be there too. 2 more. Indiana Jones is quite good. Oh, wait, so it's not always 5? I do like Marvel Rivals. Zari Jr. I still haven't played Hell Is Us. I played like a couple hours and really liked it. It's 5 and it's in this category. Oh, okay. So it might be Donkey Kong. It's not. I didn't realize it was sometimes more. So yeah, it'll be Hades 2, Expedition 33, Hollow Knight, Ghost of Yotei. I don't know about the last one. I don't know.
Best art direction are Claire Obscure, Expedition 33,
Which will probably...
Death Stranding 2, On the Beach,
Wouldn't have expected
Ghost
that.
of Yotei,
Duh.
Hades 2,
Duh.
and Hollow Knight Silksong.
Think I would vote
for
for
best
Hollow Knight.
score in music, leveled up by Spotify.
Shut up, Spotify. Okay, best score in music, Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silksong. Hades 2. I mean, it's Austin. I have to. It's Austin. Yeah, to be clear, it is Darren Korb, but Austin helped out. I would do Yotei. Oh yeah, Doom. Doom's a tough one because the mix was criticized so much and they had to deal with all that stupid drama. I don't know. This one's hard.
The nominees are Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight
100%.
Silksong,
Beautiful score.
Darren Korb for
Yes.
Hades 2, Lorian Testar
Yep.
for Claire Obscure,
Yotei,
Expedition
maybe?
33, Toma Otoa
Okay, cool.
for Ghost of
So I don't know
Yotei,
what the next one is.
and Woodkid and Ludwig Forster.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I Death Stranding does make sense. I didn't play enough of it. That's a pretty predictable category, though, I guess. I always forget it's Woodkid. He's friends with
Death
Rahul.
Stranding 2
So
on
weird.
the
They
beach.
got coffee recently.
The best audio design.
Best audio design, I'm Hollow Knight. In fact, I would give this to Hollow Knight. I think it's the best audio design of the year. Expedition 33 will get nominated again. Death Stranding 2 will get nominated again. This actually might be really similar ones. Yotei again. This might be basically the
Nominees
same.
are Battlefield 6, Clara.
Battlefield 6. Of course. It is the one thing where, like, even the worst Call of Duty or Battlefield, their audio design is fantastic. Like, you see the videos of them, like, strapping microphones to guns and shit. I just always forget about them. But, yeah. Battlefield 6 audio design is very good. That's totally fair.
Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei,
Yeah, pretty
and
similar.
Silent Hill F.
Great. That's cool. Yeah, the Silent Hill F audio was good. I need to stop forgetting that game. I think I didn't see it get talked about enough, and thus I assumed that maybe media wouldn't touch it. But that's totally well deserved. Yeah.
Best Adaptation was added to the Game Awards in 2022.
Silksong. Wait, did Silksong not get nominated for audio design? Is that what just happened? Because
The
I
best
actually
audio
would have
design
voted it to
nominees
win audio
are
design.
Battlefield 6, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F.
Wow. So the reason that, again, I would win, like that would be my pick for audio design. Though of these, I would say Silent Hill F or Battlefield. Is because the audio in that game is so like atmospherically important, but also important. I guess Expedition 33 is kind of similar. Important in terms of like you hear something around a corner, you know to go in the direction of the sound, or it's going to tell you that there is going to be a particular thing in a particular area. But it's also so important for the combat, which is like the core of that game. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, of these two, I'd go Silent Hill F or Battlefield. I think though Expedition 33 also incredible. I do think Expedition 33 will sweep a lot of these.
F. Best Adaptation was added to the Game Awards in 2022 to recognize an outstanding show, movie, or other creative work
Okay.
inspired by.
I'm trying to think of what came out this year. Adaptations The Last of Us 2 will be nominated and win. I didn't even watch it. Devil May Cry. Minecraft. Splinter Cell, but I'm of the impression that wasn't very good. What else came out? Oh my god, Fallout. Okay, you're right. Fallout might win then. I forgot that was out this year.
Based on an established video game world. Here are this year's nominees for Best Adaptation. A Minecraft Movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn.
Wow, okay, so Fallout was last year then? Did I forget the timing? Maybe. I didn't watch Until Dawn. I guess I didn't expect that. I can make no comment on quality of that movie. I didn't watch it. Sorry, I didn't expect it because I feel like it wasn't spoken about that much. Fallout 1 last year. Man, what is time? What is time? You know what I mean? What even is time?
For Best Narrative.
But yeah, Last of Us will win because of course it will.
Outstanding.
Okay. Best Narrative. Expedition 33. Which will win. I also, with different timing, would have put Dispatch in here. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote. Hades 2. And you know I would have put a loose cannon in there and done Blueprints as well. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 can be in there. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Or Silent Hill F. I don't know about the last one. I'm not sure. I hope that they nominate Dispatch next year. It's just in such a weird spot where, like, because it's episodic, it's both. It would have been nominated for Game of the Year if it was all out. It would deserve, not that the other games aren't good, Expedition 33, obviously. It would deserve a spot in this 100%, but I think it is technically eligible for next year as well, yes. Yes. No, it isn't for this year because it won't get ongoing either. It was eligible for both because some of the episodes came out before cutoff and some came after, which is confusing, but yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll put in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for this one, but I don't know.
Claire Obscure, Expedition
it will
33,
win.
Death Stranding 2, On the Beach.
That could win, actually.
Ghost of Yote,
Won't win, but deserves it. Oh yeah, okay.
2,
cool.
And Silent Hill F.
Dude, I'm loving the Silent Hill F noms. That's awesome. Hades 2 was just a guess. Again, I haven't played that game. I just assumed that it would be there based on how good that studio is at writing. But pretty good year for all of these things, really.
Best Community Support celebrates game developers.
Best Community Support. I'm really bad at these ones too. Helldivers. Helldivers 2. Community support. You could maybe go Fallout. Baldur's Gate 3 is a great bet. I don't know. I'm bad at this particular one. It's tough. I would definitely go Hades 2.
This year's nominees are Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's Gate 3,
Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
That's fair.
Your nominees
it makes sense that it's kind of
Impact.
the same as ongoing game because community support is like a big part of ongoing game, so I totally get that. Games for Impact. I've really not been plugged in on this particular kind of thing this year, which is like usually kind of the spot for much more niche, very heartfelt indies. Wuthering Waves. I don't think Blueprints will get in there. Because it doesn't... I love that game. Again, it's my game of the year. But it does not have the community impact. South of Midnight? Maybe? It's not just like it's the woke category, though, to be clear. It's usually like more about... mental health kind of stuff. You know what I mean? How realistic is it for Dispatch to get nominated for next year? It's hard. I think Dispatch deserves it. If they managed to somehow stay in the conversation, then they would win it. They would be nominated. But people just tend to forget things that came out the year before. So it's tough. It's hard. Game Stream Impact is a tough one. I don't know. But yeah, it tends to be things that focus on mental health, not just things that have a black person. So I really don't know. I didn't play a lot.
Consume Me.
Oh yeah,
Despelote.
I totally forgot about Consume Me. That was a shoo-in for sure.
Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
Fair, also fair. Yeah. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage is very much about relationships and trauma and growing older. That's totally fair.
South of Midnight.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really glad to see that. I actually really like South of Midnight. My only issue is the combat was really repetitive, and I feel like I may have enjoyed that game more without combat, but I actually thought that game was sick, and I'm glad to see it there.
And Wonderstop.
Wonderstop also makes sense. Being that that is a game literally about mental health, right? That's kind of what it's about. There is a skip combat setting in South of Midnight. I don't think there was when I first played it. Because if there is, that's fucking dope. Because the traversal was awesome, the music was incredible, I loved the acting, the characters, the world. That game was cool, man. I need Dispatch theme song to be played by the awards orchestral. Dude, I said this, I would love if they had Black Bunny, Thought Squad do the Prism songs. That would be so fucking cool. Her and I have been talking to each other like every day this week. Because like it's like me, Prism, and Jacksepticeye, Punch Up, have just like been sending each other memes constantly. Like the three of us are just constantly like, oh my god, did you see this? And like I sent Sean Jacksepticeye a reel of somebody cosplaying him, which is so cool. He was like, oh my god, I did not expect Punch Up to have a cosplay. So I've been talking to them like constantly all week. I just sent Prism a meme that's really funny. She's so cool. I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh yeah, I would love to see her 2 songs at the Game Awards. I would take that over whatever the fuck Snoop Dogg played. You know what I mean? It was so weird, man. It was so weird. I like looked over at Phil Spencer because so I was on Orchestra Right, the Game Awards last year, in the front row, and most of the people who were nominated for things were in the middle. Pretty much everybody was in the middle. So like, you know how like orchestras like bend, right? So I was over here, front row. Middle is here, which is like everyone who was nominated. Because I was front row so far over, I could see everybody. That whole middle section, you just turn around, you can see all of them super easily. Phil was so fucking funny during Snoop Dogg. I like kept looking over and he was just standing there. I think he was also front, maybe a little further back, I don't remember. But he was just standing looking at Snoop Dogg. And I was like, yeah, me too, Phil. Weird choice, man. Weird choice. But yeah, the Flambe song would be amazing. I'm a bitch. I've been singing it around the house, but because Rahul hasn't played Dispatch, he doesn't get it. But I just keep going, I'm a bitch, my name's Robert, such a bitch whose name is Robert. I'm a bitch, yeah, I'm a bitch. And then it's, I have no hopes, have no dreams, and a tiny little peen. Which, for the record, I'm so familiar with that song because there is an Australian version that actually charted. It actually made it to the charts. So there is a remix yeah, okay, hang on, let me see if I can find this. I think it's like, I'm a bitch, I'm a yobbo. Okay, it's called Bloke. Yeah. Bloke. Australian song. Just give us a... There's gonna be just...
Well, the Bloke song was probably the thing.
Nope, not that. Here we go. This, just a little Game Awards interruption for you all. My best mate's name is Robbo. Winfield is me cigarette. I'm dressed in flannelette, watching footy on TV. Just give me more VP, you know, something. I don't remember the rest of it. But this is an Australian bogan version of Bitch. And thus, I'm very familiar with this particular song because people were like, are people even going to remember that song? And I was like, as an Australian, I sure do. Here. I might get copyright strike for this. I don't know. It's worth it. Sometimes it's worth it. This is Australian art you're all witnessing here. You're welcome.
I hate the new age guys. I'm a chauvinist. I live on beer and pies. Tried to tell you, but you look at me like maybe I'm an angel underneath. Haven't brushed me teeth. Yesterday I lied, but all me mates gave me a real good alibi. Thanks, guys. I really
Dude, Australian men have
drinking.
mullets so
I
bad.
told you
It's
I was
actually
a
out of
blurb.
control.
Don't ask me for commitment, cause it's something I will shirk. I'm a bloke, I'm an knocker, and I really love your knockers. I'm a labourer by day, I piss up all me pay, watching footy on TV. Just feed me more VB, just pour my beer and get my smoke.
This charted, dude. This was everywhere.
Take me as I am.
It was
This
so
may
popular.
mean you'll have to fetch another can.
It was like
Rest assured,
on like
if
our
I
MTV.
start to make you breakfast, I'm going to extremes. But tomorrow I'll get shit-faced, and today won't mean a thing. I'm a bloke, I'm a yobbo, and me best mate's name is Robbo. Winfield is me cigarette. I dress in flannelette, share a singlet.
I don't know. I don't remember all of it.
Throw in a few tattoos, you know you wouldn't want me any other way.
They don't get a role to you, clearly, exactly. Banger, dude. Banger. So now there are 2 remixes. As a Kiwi, I can guess this is accurate. I will give you that Flambe's is better. It should also chart. I'm a bitch whose name is Robert is art. But still. I'm just catching you guys up on some very important Australian lore here. You're welcome. Incredible stuff. So yes, I'm very familiar with the song because of this incredible remix. Okay, sorry, back to the Game Awards. I really stopped on multiplayer because I am just not up on this either. Multiplayer. Battlefield gets nominated and wins. Fortnite, maybe? I don't know. Arc Raiders? And others. I would put Peak in there, to be honest. Peak would be very cool. Ooh, Split Fiction should get nominated. Always Dark Tide. Always Dark Tide. Can't go wrong. The GOAT. Yeah, I'm just not really a multiplayer gamer, devastatingly. Arc Raiders or Peak for the win. I would love to see Peak in here. I really hope they do. Battlefield will win, I would think, if they get nominated. Marvel Rivals, of course. Yeah, sorry, Marvel Rivals will 100% be in here. I keep forgetting about that too. That's all I got. Those are my best
In
guesses.
the category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6,
Yeah.
Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak,
Elden Ring.
and
Peak,
Split
yeah.
Fiction.
Great. I'm super happy
Best
about Peak and Split
independent
Fiction being in there. I forgot about Night Rain, which, you know how we were talking about earlier, how there's a Kojima tax? There is also a FromSoft tax. There is a FromSoft tax. Did Marvel Rivals come out this year or next year? That's right. This year or last year is what I mean. It's kind of a Miyazaki tax, yeah. It came out last December, so that's probably why Marvels wasn't in there. Like I said, even though they would have been eligible because it was December, the jury really does forget, which is like why I think that Dispatch might be in for a tough time next year, unless they can somehow stay extremely relevant. But, you know, it is what it is. I think Battlefield wins that.
Celebrates
Peak.
games with a high degree
So good
of
though.
risk
Split Fiction actually
tolerance
would be awesome to
produced
see it win.
outside the traditional publisher system.
Okay,
Those
this I
nominees
know.
are
Or the
Absol-
only one about this, sorry, that I know is Dispatch. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So for indie games this year, I would go Blueprints. I really hope so. That's my game of the year. Blueprints would be really cool. I don't know if enough people played it though. I know Dispatch, obviously. Hollow Knight is such a no-brainer. Expedition 33 is technically an independent game. That's crazy to think about. Oh, and maybe what is it, Ball X Pit or Megabonk? Maybe one of those. Hades 2 is also indie. It's so tough though, because it feels like mean to put those big fucking games up against. If Expedition 33 is in here, everyone else is in trouble, man. Can I ask a question? So it's clear that the industry wants Expedition 33 to win every award and then some. That's not a thing. It's not. There's no such thing as the industry. It's not a conglomerate of people. Like, it's not like some jury that get together and go, they must win all of it. Remember, I've said this many times, but I will always repeat it. Game Awards jury don't talk. They have no conversations with each other. They cannot have an agenda because they don't communicate. These people don't know each other. Many of them speak in different languages. They've never heard of each other. There is no Zoom call. There is no email thread. There is no meeting. It is random people sending in a ranked list to the Game Awards who just tallies that data. That's all it is. They don't even have to give reasons. It being nominated, it could be that like one outlet, like an IGN, nominated it for Game of the Year and music. And then another outlet nominated it for music and art. They did not all nominate Expedition 33 for everything. It's just that enough of them who didn't communicate put it in the other categories. So there is no the start. Sorry, I haven't even gotten to your question of it's clear the industry wants Expedition 33 to win every award and then some is not a thing, not real. Just what random people who didn't talk voted for. My problem is, why on earth is this game nominated for Best Indie? Cool, thanks for the spoiler. I hadn't finished that yet. It would be because it's an independent game. Game with funding from the French government, super cost, voice actors, Unreal 500 people worked on it, 30 hours gameplay. Why on earth do people think it's an indie game? It is. It's objectively an indie game. It's a weird one, but it is. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I do still maintain that I want to recalculate how we talk about video games. Okay, I think it's more fair. I think that it kind of doesn't make sense anymore. I think indie, AA, and AAA should be team size, not publisher. That's what I think it should be. Or maybe budget, which is kind of correlates to team size. But maybe like if you make a game that costs you under $500,000, indie game. 5,000 to $1 million, AA. Million plus, AAA. I guess you'd probably need 2 million plus AAA. But I feel like that would kind of make more sense. Baldur's Gate 3, yes, is technically an indie game. Yes. Can we at least define what indie means? Indie means no publisher. That is what indie means. But it doesn't really work anymore because a lot of indie games now have publishers or like get some level of publishing money. But yeah, true. Blueprints has a publisher. It's, I guess, in this world, it means not owned by a publisher. Definition of independent is self-published. BG3 is also technically indie. Yeah, BG3 is definitely indie. I vote for budget cutoff for indie. I know. I just feel like it would make more sense if we did E33 as a publisher too, but not owned by one. Not owned by one. That's the difference. Supergiant also has publishers. It's true. Yeah. You disagree? You can't. It's a fact. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. You can't disagree. I'm telling you a fact. If you are not owned by a publisher, you're an independent game studio. It's just a fact. So E33 is factually indie. It just is. It's fact. No change. Split Fiction be considered one? Yes, Split Fiction is technically not owned by a publisher and thus indie. Yeah, BG3 is indie. Indiana Jones is not an indie game. Devs like Cheap Cherry raking in millions for HK to develop Silksong. Yeah, so obviously Hollow Knight is also indie. That's why I'm saying it's gotten messy now because it's just gotten harder to make games without any level of funding. People can't afford to do that because then how would you pay your fucking rent? Like you can't. It's very difficult. That's why I feel like if we reframe indie as either team size or budget size, then it feels more fair. It's just not technically correct. because there are also indie publishers, right? Like Devolver is an indie publisher. They publish indie games. How weird is that? But that's what they do. There are indie publishers, which are the publishers like I Am 8-Bit, Wales Interactive. There are publishers that publish indie games, and those games still stay indie. Like it's just so fucking weird. Probably judged on where your funding comes from. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like the category becomes more fair if it's team size or budget, not even source of funding. But like Expedition 33, as far as I know, and as far as that person said, had funding from French government, not from a traditional publisher as well. So I feel like Dispatch should win for best indie game. I fucking hope so, man. I really hope so. Silly take maybe then, but would a Ubisoft in-house game considered indie if it's small team / budget? It's a good question, but like great question. I don't know the answers to all of this. I've not solved the problem, but even though it's not technically indie, again, I've not thought this through. Even though they're not technically indie, the way this category works, I would feel like games like Pentiment or Child of Light or Valiant Hearts, if they have a small enough team size, which I think a lot of them do, I think Pentiment was maybe 30 people, are indie adjacent. You know what I mean? They're not technically because they're owned by a big publisher, which is why I think the publisher thing kind of doesn't work anymore. I'm not saying that they should be counted as indie games, but you know what I mean? It's like that's the category for games like that. They are much, much, much smaller teams and thus much, much, much smaller budgets. You know what I mean? I love Child of Light and Valiant Hearts. And Pentiment. They're all great games. Dumb question since I wasn't listening, but is indie a solo-like studio? Indie technically means not owned by a publisher. That's what indie technically means. But it's just gotten really complicated. It's just gotten real complicated. It's like really hard to qualify anymore. So Expedition 3 is technically an indie game. However, the thing with the Game Awards, I mean, maybe this is what I'll make a YouTube video about. I was like, I'm going to make a YouTube video about something about the Game Awards. I do every year. But maybe it's this one. The way it works with the Game Awards is they don't have a category. They don't have a criteria. So people can nominate whatever they want for whatever reason they want. If enough people wrote in Among Us for Best Independent Game this year, it would be nominated. There's no... You can put in whatever you want. Which, to be fair, is when I did an award show with Steve Spawn. The only reason we haven't continued to do it is... I don't want to put pressure on him, but Steve's availability. It's actually quite tough to be a disabled person in the US right now. Like literally life-threatening for people like Steve. I didn't want to pressure. It was also write-in so people could nominate whatever they wanted. We had a much smaller jury who were all disabled players, had to verify that everyone who nominated games... Sorry, if you didn't know, I run an award show called the Accessibility Awards. And it's what inspired the second one, which was a huge compliment, who now do that during GDC. So there are technically two now, but mine is the Video Game Accessibility Awards. But hopefully we bring it back next year. But yeah, it was also they could write in whatever they wanted. So if they wrote in a game that didn't come out, they were allowed to do that. Them's the rules. Anyway, sorry, I don't know anything else that's in here other than Dispatch. I really hope Blueprints is in here. I now know that Expedition 33 is in here.
Ball Pit, Blueprints.
Great, happy, yes. My goat, game of the year. I'm glad to see Ball Pit in there. That's awesome.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Wait, no accessibility award this year? No, we have not done it this year. I'd still be open to... No, I don't have time. I don't have fucking time for anything right now. I'm so fucking busy. But hopefully we can bring it back next year for this year, if you know what I mean. That it would, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the last one is.
Hades 2. And Hollow Knight Silksong.
Hollow Knight was always going to be in there.
Debut indie
that tracks.
Recognizes a development team that hasn't won a game award before.
Wait. So there is independent game and debut game? But I was of the impression Dispatch only got nominated for one of these. Hang on. Was Dispatch there? How am I already forgetting?
33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight.
Okay, so Dispatch did not get independent game.
Absolem, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2.
That's the one I thought
and
it got.
Hollow Knight.
Okay, so it is an independent game. This is such a tough category, though. It would have been nominated. It's just there's so many good games in here. Best indie game, Expedition 33. Who do I think will win this one? I don't claim to be right on any of the others other than Game of the Year, which Expedition 33 is going to win. I think because Expedition 33 is going to win so many other categories, the jury, again, who do not speak, might give this to someone else. And I would say Hollow Knight.
Silk Song.
Okay.
Best debut
So
indie game.
debut indie,
recognizes
I
a
know.
development team that hasn't won a game
Dispatch
award
is in here.
before. In fact, these teams published their first game this year. The nominees are Blueprints.
Fucking love that game, man. That's hot rough too. We're up against that. That's insane. Woof.
Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Despelote, Dispatch, and Megabonk.
That's a great fucking category, dude. Those are all first-time games. What a category. What a category. I give this one to Blueprints. Best debut indie game. I feel like this one probably has to be Expedition 33. I didn't realize it was also nominated. I think even removing my own influence, trying to, obviously I have bias that I can't do much about. I would vote for Dispatch. You think there should be a limit to how many categories a game should be nominated for? Nah. There's no reason to punish someone for being excellent. I would give Dispatch this one, personally. But they're all deserving. Blueprints, again, is my game of the year. It just doesn't feel like there's something different about the feel of debut indie game. You know what I mean? There's something about the way that feels about debut indie that it's like a now we're making games, and Blueprints doesn't have that feeling because like that might be the only game Tonda ever makes. It doesn't feel like the debut of a studio in a weird way. I love that game. Again, it's my game of the year. Expedition 33 is really hard to argue against. What a fucking debut. I do feel like Dispatch is very deserving. I think there are reasons for that. Again, I could be being biased. It's really hard to say. But it's a team from Telltale, largely. Again, there are many other people who won't. Who there's been like this Telltale hole in the industry, I think, since they disappeared. And they patched that hole up. And that, I feel, feels extra significant. They created an event. They showed up with so much style. Also crazy that two of these teams, both Expedition 33 and Dispatch, are people who used to work at Ubisoft. Yeah, I feel like the impact of Dispatch feels like debut indie. You know what I mean? The only reason Expedition 33 doesn't is because it feels so AAA. Dispatch still feels independent. Also, their last games weren't as strong, so Dispatch felt... Yeah, their last games, I think, weren't as strong at Telltale because their working conditions were so bad. Who'd have thought that treating people well leads to making better video games? Oh, that's crazy. Who could have seen that coming? Impact in such a short time is relevant. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. Tough one, though, man. Tough one. I'm going to vote for Dispatch, though, so... You know. It is what it is.
For Best VR AR game, the
Oh man,
nominees are
I'm really behind on this
Alien
year.
Rogue Incursion,
Alien was
Arcane
really cool.
Age,
haven't played that. Haven't played that.
Marvel's Deadpool.
I do have a friend who is someone that I worked with at Sony Santa Monica Studio, who's on my team, who worked on that this one, the Ghost.
Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcan Age, Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. So I'd be very interested to play that. I'd like to check it out.
Marvel's
I did play a little bit of that, and it's dope.
VR and the Midnight Walk.
Yeah, I'm really behind on playing new games like that. Yeah, there is a Deadpool game and it's in VR, which meant most people were upset about it, but I was like, it me, I love VR. The one person you're pandering to. Got horrendous reviews, really? Okay, maybe it was bad. I only played a little bit of the very beginning. Content creator of the year, I never know who these fucking people are. I feel like I should address that. I say that as somebody who was nominated for content creator of the year one time. I lost to Valkyrie, which I both hoped that I would lose, and also what me compared to her. What are you insane? Of course. I don't know who these people are, and I can tell you how that feels. You know what I mean? Because I personally, when I was nominated, a bunch of people were like, who the fuck is that? So I'm no shade on any of these people, me not knowing who they are. It is what it is. I have no idea who will get nominated here. No idea.
Creator of the year. The nominees are Pedro, Kai Cenat.
Serious question. Is there anything a medium-sized content creator, voice actress, and streamer could do to audition for season 2 of Dispatch? I'm not the right person to ask that question. You would have to ask Ad Hoc. I have no idea. We're quite separate from the project.
Moist Critical.
What the fuck?
Sakura Miko. And The Burnt Peanut.
What the fuck? The Burnt Peanut? Kai Cenat wins. Kai Cenat. 100%. I think that this could be like insane take. I'm really not up to date on content creators, so I don't want to shit on anybody. I don't want to discredit anybody. I don't really watch Twitch or YouTube. I'm very out of the loop in this particular thing. Call me Unk. I know, even with my no information, that Kai Cenat, I think, again, outside perspective, he makes so much money. It's still crazy to me that people like sub to these streamers who have so much fucking money already. I'm like, why are you sub to the little guys? What do you, me with my 300 subs, not that I'm saying I just, not me, you know what I mean? Other people, it's crazy. But he actually spends that money on making better streams. And I feel like he has made better streams, higher quality, crazier shit than anyone else I've ever seen. So, again, I'm so out of the loop though, but like the stuff that he's done, like his Mafia-thon thing and the Chained Together thing that I think he did with Speed, like he's actually taking the money and doing cool streaming related shit with it. I don't know who Burnt Peanut is though. I don't know who a lot of people here are. So I really can't comment on that one. It's an interesting list though. I wonder why, not to shit on him, obviously. I've rated Charlie twice in the last few weeks. I've known Charlie for a long time. We met, we know each other. I wonder why Charlie this year? Because he's been around for so long and I don't think he's been nominated before. Did Charlie do something like especially different this year? I don't know that I would call Charlie a primarily gaming content creator. I feel like Charlie does like a lot of social commentary stuff. Have I seen Streamer City on's cosplay of Malevola? Oh, I'm not sure. I have seen a lot of them. They're all amazing, but I don't know the names. I'm sorry. If Moist Critical wins, I'm pretending it's a win for Dispatch. It actually might be. Like, it could be related. Dispatch could have contributed to it. He interviewed Aaron Paul. That would have been after the nominees, though. Because, oh yeah, Charlie did remove all subs. That's true. He's no longer allowing people to give him money, which related, yeah, like as I was saying, it is crazy to me to see these people who have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I just don't understand why keep giving money to the person who already has so much. You know what I mean? Instead, spread them out. But yeah, no, props to Charlie for doing that. He slightly came back into the mainstream this year. I don't know that Charlie ever left the mainstream. Not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm really not trying to say that. I'm just like, you could have said he deserved it any year. He's huge. In that case, shouldn't Jacksepticeye be nominated? Yeah, it's an interesting one. But maybe it was partly Dispatch and I couldn't tell you what he's done this year though. Turning the subs off is huge. Yeah. Not against it. In fact, while I think Kaisenat probably will win that, I hope Charlie wins because it feels like a win for Dispatch. Charlie regularly keeps up with the gaming industry with social commentary on the side. So that's, I don't want YouTube. This isn't a slight on Charlie. What do I even search? It's penguins, isn't it? Penguin. I'm of the impression that Charlie occasionally does video game stuff, but mostly does like random other shit. So let's have a look at his channel. Random other shit. Guy got arrested. Okay, there's a Black Ops video. Random other shit. Is Running Man bad? Random other shit. Random other shit. Dispatch. Random other shit. Random other shit. Kind of Dispatch. Random other shit. Random other shit. Movie. Twitch. Kind of related. Gaming. Steam there. That's Dispatch. Yeah, no, Charlie mostly does things other than video games. On this channel, obviously. I know he streams games and stuff as well, but... Thank you, Jade Falcon. He has a gaming bot channel. I mean, same, but... My impression is that Charlie is largely like a news channel. More commentary, but also does games. You know what I mean? That's how I perceive him, at least. I could be wrong. But he, like, does a lot of different kinds of things. Genuinely might be in big part because he got back into League. Yeah, I think he's been playing WoW as well. Anyway, super happy for him. It's like, what a compliment to be like, but why not every year? Charlie's very significant. That's basically what I'm saying. This year specifically, and not all others? Interesting. That's all I'm really saying. Am I going to the awards as Malevola? Trying. Is voice acting a difficult industry to get in? Tremendously. Yes. Calling out MAGA and Trump got his vids on some attention outside of normal circles, I think. Oh, I didn't know he did that. Anyway, yeah, we'll take the Charlie dub. I would vote for Charlie. Again, I think Kaisenat has done really cool shit, but Charlie feels like a win for Dispatch, and I kind of wouldn't be surprised if that was part of why he got nominated. So he's part of the team. He's part of the team. Saw someone say if Dispatch wins, do you all get to go on stage? They don't really do that anymore, and that's like partly where that guy really fucked us up. What's his name? The curly hair guy who just fucking walked on stage. What's his name? Matan, yeah. Matan. He kind of fucked that up for everybody, sadly. So, like, previously, I think that, yeah, they probably would have had everyone on stage. Now I would say no. Because otherwise, I can't see a reason that Ad Hoc would not want us all on stage. But, like, the year that God of War Ragnarok won for accessibility, the person who went up, incredible. Like, she was the spearhead for that. But would have loved to have had more of our team go up there, because it is really hard, really specific work. And a lot of the people who worked on accessibility on God of War Ragnarok specifically, like, literally at the studio, did have really significant disabilities. One of those people had only one arm. But yeah, only one person is allowed up. So I think that is not really a thing anymore unless you are like direct team. So I will clap passionately from afar if Ad Hoc wins anything. Obviously, that would be amazing for me personally, but not saying that they're inherently like, they're all great games. Happy for everybody across the board. Happy for everyone. Yeah, I never know what content creator of the year is though. So, you know, whatever. Who knows? I don't know what's going on.
Part of the Game Awards is looking forward to what's next. And
GTA.
Don't worry, we'll have lots of games to announce for you on December 11th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game?
Okay. Grand Theft Auto. I've like stuck about what's Grand Theft Auto, Wolverine, maybe Saros. Probably not, just because people are like kind of bullet hells aren't as popular. GTA Wolverine, I feel like are no-brainers. What else is even coming out? Witcher? Games coming out next year. My brain just doesn't really work anymore. Layers Deep should be there. Yeah, gotta put Layers Deep there. Intergalactic. I don't know. I'm like blanking. Oh, Resident Evil's not Fable, dude. I would vote Fable. I don't know that everyone else would, though. Halo C. I can't see them doing that because it's a remake. Resident Evil, I feel, feels fair. Obviously GTA, though. Do they have to have a release date to get nominated? I didn't think that was a thing. Oh, yeah, 007's also a good shout. Yeah. 007, Resident Evil, GTA, Intergalactic, Wolverine. Again, I didn't think... You don't need a date to be nominated, so... I don't know. This one's tough.
Here are the nominees based
Volcon
on
2 should be there, you're right.
titles.
If not, the industry's corrupt.
007
007. We got that.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yep.
Marvel's Wolverine.
Killing it so far.
Resident Evil
Yep.
Requiem, and The Witcher 4.
Killed that, you guys. Hunted. Killed that one. I got them all. That's crazy. I guess I did suggest Intergalactic, but there would have had to have been another one, so... Killed it. Killed it.
Best action-adventure game.
Best action-adventure game. Okay, what does that even mean? Who knows? Expedition 33. Death Stranding 2. Ghost of Yote. I'm not even saying that these are action-adventure games, but that's what will be nominated. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Even though it's an RPG, it's fine. And maybe Indiana Jones.
Nominees are Death Stranding 2
Yeah.
On the Beach,
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote,
Yeah.
Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones.
Okay. Yeah, no. Hollow Knight Silksong action adventure game? Okay, I guess Metroidvania is a kind of action adventure game, so it just doesn't fit that category to me, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's a great game. You do action and you do adventure. Indie deserves it for sure. Glad people remembered that.
And Split Fiction.
Great to see that too. What the fuck does action adventure mean? What does it mean? Yeah, I thought they would have put Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but maybe that one they were like, well, that's an RPG. So, as the Expedition 33 is not, for some reason. Do they define the categories for the panels, or is it left to them to decide if they feel it meets the categories? 1, there are no panels. These people just put in a random number. Game Awards puts the numbers together. There is no panel, no conversation. 2, no. There is no definition. So that's, again, part of the way that Game Awards works and why you shouldn't take it seriously. Again, happy for these teams. Glad to see these games be celebrated. It can contribute to that, but you as an individual viewer should not get invested. There's no discussion and no panel. It's just a large group of people who don't know each other inputting a number. That's it. Because obviously, like, the awards are not the focus of this particular show. The trailers are. So yeah, no, they don't. They don't even, none of these people even communicate about what the genre means. Nothing.
For best role-playing game, the
Thoughts on shipping between characters? Got a fave. I asked Prism's VA this question and her answer was Prism and Royd. I'm totally cool with shipping. Doesn't bother me at all. It does, like, if it's about, like, people in real life, but characters, go ahead. I've been trying you have to let the community kind of decide stuff themselves. So obviously there has been plenty of Sonar Malevola shipping, and I think I maybe commented on it once, but decided not to do it anymore because I have an opinion on that. But I guess like I know that if that's a thing, but I'm like, let the community. I don't want to go in and be like, no, or yes, this. I feel like that's something I should stay out of and like just let people have fun with it in any direction. Cause I like hate the idea that people would be talking about something like that and like having fun with it in any direction. And then someone would go, nah, the VA said this, so you're wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of just like, I don't feel like I should have input on that. Yeah, I don't want to tell people their headcanon is wrong. That's exactly correct. I feel like I should not be involved in those conversations. So you ship whoever you want. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Have fun. What shipping means is shipping is like wishing that two people were together or picturing them being a couple. Yeah, it comes from relationship. So I think shipping for real people can be really gross. I don't like that. Like people have shipped Ethan and I, which is very weird when I have a boyfriend and Ethan is my best friend and the three of us are good friends. Like that's weird. Don't ship real people. But fictional characters, I see no problem with it. Have fun. Do whatever you want. Go for it. And yeah, so I kind of feel like I should not comment on. I don't care who you ship Malevola with. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. It's totally up to you. But I'd also made a comment on her sexuality before, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop myself from doing that. Because even that, it's just my first time actually having a character that's been treated this way, right? So it's like, it's kind of new for me to have a character like be shipped or be viewed romantically. And I've been like just trying to figure out what's the right thing to do, again, by the community, who is so wonderful for Dispatch. It's just such incredible. It's been amazing. I actually decided, I already recorded it, but to re-record my, I'm going to have a YouTube video on my vlog channel, which is youtube.com/AlanahIRL, where I react to comments and stuff, because there are so many more of them came through. And I was like, oh, I need to redo this because so many of them are so good. And at the first one, I didn't have as many. So anyway, what I'm saying is, yeah, I don't want to comment on her sexuality or her interests or any of that in any direction, because I feel like the fans should be able to have fun with it. And I hate the idea of someone having fun and talking about this stuff, and then someone else comes in and goes, no, the VA said this. I just don't want to ruin anyone's fun. So I decided I'm just not going to speak about it. I'm not going to go for it. It all sounds parasocial in my opinion. I don't think it can be when it's fictional characters. Also true, shipping isn't always sexual. Yeah. So I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them. People can think whatever they want and have fun. I'm not going to come in and tell you you're wrong or right. I just don't want to do that to the community. I want them to be able to enjoy it however they would like. And it's kind of not my business, even if people have a different opinion to me. You know, she's a character for all of us, not just me. Thank you, Walter Sullivan. I'm so excited about Balkan. I really, really am. That one really... Malevola is the most fun I've had doing voice acting. Because the studio is so wonderful and the writing is so funny. And no disrespect at all to any of the other games that I've done any voice work on now. You know, I realize I've almost been voice acting for 10 years now, which feels insane. I've been voice acting for a really long time at this point. It's wild. Maybe not quite, actually. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think it's like 8. Whatever. Bolt Gun is the one that I've been the most excited about. Partly because I think Rahul and I having a game together is so fucking cute. But mostly because getting to play a battle sister. Like anytime someone's asked me on streams before, like what would my ideal voice acting role be? I've always answered, I've not said Warhammer because I didn't think it would even be possible, I guess. But I've always said I'd love to do like, oh, I shouldn't answer that. It could technically be a spoiler. It's a tone. There's a specific tone that I think is very cool, and I am getting to do that with Bolt Gun, and I've just never felt fucking cooler, and I was just so excited. Like I've loved Warhammer for such a long time, and it's so fucking cool. You get to play a Celestian, they're so fucking cool, and it's just, yeah, like the most exciting role to me for sure. So, very stoked about it. Very stoked about it. How many games have you been a part of that have been nominated now? 3. Cyberpunk? Dispatch? God of War Ragnarok? Was Gears 5 nominated for anything? Probably was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Well, I know that Abiotic Factor has won several awards. I think it even won a Game of the Year at a particular award show, but not at the Game Awards. I don't remember. Me totally rocking Adeptus Sororitas cosplay. Dude, I would love to. I like cosplaying. I find it really fun. There are some that I really want to do that I think I'm going to do, like, soon. The only reason I stopped cosplaying is because I frankly have so many hobbies and also so many jobs. And, like, when that happens, you have to lose some stuff. So that I just like the other stuff I do more than that. Like, I like the writing and the producing and the making the video game stuff more than that. And playing video games, obviously. So I had to cut that. But I still do think making costume stuff and putting it together is really fun. It's also, like, I generally hate having my photo taken. Cosplay is the only time that I don't feel that way. And I think it's because it's, like, it doesn't really feel like it's you being photographed. It's someone else, and that's fun. I don't mind it. I find it fun. But yeah, it's just, I just don't have time. It is also expensive. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I just saw some shipping wars between Scott and Jean/Emma and Scott. I don't know who those people are. And as a fan of all of them, I have to say Alanah is very smart for letting people ship whatever. Yeah, I just don't want to yuck anyone's yum is really what it is. I just want to let people have fun. Are you going to cosplay Malevolent? The only reason that I'm not doing that is because I don't want to paint myself red. That sounds awful. Oh, yes, I am wearing the Dispatch merch. Yeah. This is the Vanderstank jumper. Because it's kind of chilly here in LA. It's been raining a bunch. But I bought, because they sent me all of the clothes, which are all really great quality. This is lovely, which is so fucking cool. But I bought both of the prints. Obviously, I could have asked Ad Hoc if they would send the prints to me, but I'm happy to give them my money. So there were 2 prints. Sorry, not all of them. I bought the Malevola one, the Malevola comic book cover. There is Ad Hoc, Dispatch merch for anyone who doesn't know. You could Google it. You'll find the store really easily. I bought the Malevola comic book cover and the pool scene, and I'm going to frame them and put them in here because, again, I don't consider myself to be a vain person. The one way in which I am extremely vain is that I have this little shrine to stuff that I've worked on. Like, this is all stuff that I've worked on. Even technically these 2 are sort of things that I've worked on, but much more loosely. But, like, this is basically like a whole Santa Monica Studio shelf, and yeah. And so I wanted to frame them, add them to the back. I've got an after party poster back there. I've got my little YouTube play button. Yeah, it's all very cute. So I am going to frame them, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to vote for you in the Streamer Awards? For what? Which category? We can look at that after, I guess. Oh, no, hang on. The Streamer Awards has already been done. The submissions there have already been done, right? I tried to find merch, but couldn't. Someone said to me, I don't think they ship outside of the US. I think that may have been something someone said. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, so I bought this one. Okay, it's so fucking cool, dude. I can't believe that. It's just so sick. They're all so good. I already have all the shirts, and I bought this, the pool cover, because I thought it looked so cool. Very excited. And obviously I already have this. I did consider buying the shirt again to frame it, but I was like, it's the same art, so we don't need to do that. Sad Ad Hoc has no international shipping yet. I'm from Italy and wanted to buy everything, especially Malevola's sweater and comics, and I just can't. I'm sure they'll fix that. I genuinely get the impression that Ad Hoc did not know how much this was going to blow up. Neither did I. I saw a thing today that said Dispatch reached its 3-month sales target already. And technically the whole game has only been out for like less than a week. Like, it's I don't think they knew quite how successful it would be. And I remember having conversations with them like throughout development where I definitely have like a bit of a unique perspective as a voice actor because I'm also a game dev. There are weird things just about making video games that just are consistent across the board. And one of them is that while you're in development on something, you get to this point where you think it sucks and you're like, we're making garbage and there's nothing we can fucking do about it. It's just, it sucks. It sucks. It is what it is. It sucks. And I think there was a point where I was talking to one of them and they were in that period. And I like, was just like, are you crazy? Like, even I know from the inside perspective that this game rules. Is going to be just fine. But even I didn't expect it to blow up as much as it has. Like, I knew it would be received well and that people would be excited about it. And of course I'm interacting with it, so it's a skewed perspective, but like I didn't expect it to be like, it's like it already has a community or a fandom. I didn't see that coming. It's been really, 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 really wild and cool and yeah. Very, very stoked to have that. But anyway, I don't know. No one has spoken to me about this. I don't want to be quoted or anything. I think they probably only prepared to do US shipping because this was probably prepared a little bit ago and they didn't consider the massive international interest. If I was them, I would update it, but you know, I really don't know. So yeah. Okay. Best role-playing game. Well, this is where Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes in. Expedition 33 should have been here rather than Action. Probably it will be, maybe twice. I don't know. Kingdom Come Deliverance wins this one, though.
Avowed. Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
That's so funny.
Kingdom Come Deliverance
Bro.
2.
Oh, oops. I got jump scared by fucking what's his name? I even said that like him. Fucking hello chat. How do you fucking? Here I am. This Montreal. It's fucking XQC. Yeah. Got jump scared by XQC. Expedition wasn't on Action, wasn't it? I thought it was. Was that did I feel like I could maybe practice there and get to a pretty good XQC impression is all I'm trying to say. Anyway, multiplayer debut game, indie game. What was I saying? Okay, most anticipated action adventure. Yeah, were they not here? I thought they were.
The best action adventure game nominees are Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote,
yeah.
Hollow Knight Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't there.
For best
So, role-playing game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Expedition 33. I don't even know what other RPGs came out this year.
role-playing game, the jury selected Avowed, Claire
Avowed.
Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2,
Yep.
Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, great. Man, I keep forgetting that those last two came out. I've heard really good things about The Outer Worlds 2, and I really like that team, and it sounds like they are treated quite well, which is awesome. I played the first game, and I played, I think, all of the DLC, and I just have this thing sometimes where I'll still watch marketing for stuff like this and be like, oh, that looks cool. But sometimes I've played one of something and I've just had enough. Like, I don't even really know why. It's not that I think the next one's not going to be good. I like it. I feel like maybe it's like there are so many games to choose from now that sometimes I'm like, this looks really cool. I don't feel like I need to play another one though. And that happened to me with Outer Worlds 2, where I was like, I really like that game. I had a lot of fun with it. I did a lot of really cool shit. I just didn't need another one. I don't know, that's all. I was very whelmed. Yes, the first one was great. And again, I've heard this is better. I just didn't need another one, personally. Ditch Bash stresses me the fuck out because I have a genuine fear I'll never play something I'm as interested and invested in ever again. Oh my gosh, that's such an honor. Thank you. Not that I can take credit for that, but yeah, I, even being in that game, do feel exceptionally attached to the characters. Much more so than any other game I can remember recently. God, they did such a good job. Such a good job. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
In the
Wait,
category of
I
best
pulled
fighting
a
game, the nominees are
a real Hassan Piker here. We've been doing this for 2 hours, and it's a 10-minute video.
2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection
I was never gonna
2,
get fighting games.
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo
Great.
World
Happy for you all.
Stage. The nominees for Best Action
What?
Game are Battlefield
Okay,
6,
this is just shooter
Doom: The
category?
Dark Ages,
Oh, I'd love to see
Hades
Doom.
2, Ninja Gaiden 4,
Okay, yeah, cool.
and Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
What do you... I don't even...
Innovation and accessibility celebrates games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people. The nominees for
I
innovation
don't really have a pulse on who did well in accessibility this year. Yote, I would probably give this to. That game's great for accessibility. Yeah, otherwise I'm not actually sure.
accessibility are Assassin's Creed Shadows,
Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft's
Atomfall,
really good.
Doom: The Dark Ages,
Yeah,
EA
Doom as well, yeah.
Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight.
No, Yote?
Next,
That's surprising. Assassin's Creed Shadows probably deserves that. Yeah, South of Midnight was good too. Where is your dog and how long has it been since it's moved? Bro, Banjo moves all around the house. He is so spoiled. That boy is so spoiled. I mean, I have a real strategy here where I'll like open the door for Banjo to come in and let it. He walks all over us. He's so fucking spoiled. If Banjo yelped, which I've never heard him yelp, I would probably I would leave the stream. I would run over and be like, "What? Are you okay?" I didn't stream Dispatch the other week because Banjo got stung by a bee. He started getting gray hair. And I think I stress every day about the fact that Banjo will at some point pass away. I've had dogs before. I've loved many of them. I have never loved anything on this planet the way that I love Banjo. Ever. I love him more than I have ever felt love before in my life. I'm tearing up right now about the fact that someday Banjo won't be here anymore. What am I gonna do? Kill myself, I guess. What am I going to do? He is a perfect angel boy. And it also, sucks that... Not sucks, but is fair. That everybody else that I know, all of our friends... They'll sometimes just, see Banjo and then text us. I got a text 2 days ago where someone was like, sometimes it makes me sad that life did not afford me a Banjo. He's my boy. He's my best friend. I cuddle him every day, and I talk to him all the time, and... It's going to fucking destroy me. I don't take losing family well. Okay? I know that. Not that anyone does, but I'm not great at that. It's a real challenge for me. Banjo? It's unfathomable. Unfathomable. Don't think about it until it's time. Enjoy his life. He's got a little gray hairs on his face. We don't know how old he is. He is, we think, 6 or 7. It's also when Henry died, which my friends Mark and Amy have 2 dogs, Shika and Henry, and Markiplier and his wife. Henry and Banjo sometimes didn't get along. Henry was an attitudey boy. But towards the end of them hanging out, they started to get along pretty well. And, I'd been talking to Mark all through Henry getting diagnosed with cancer. And then, it happened much more suddenly than they expected. They knew he was sick. But, I think a week before he died, I was talking to Mark about, how they're excited about some new treatment. And then he died, and he's only 8. Oh, God. Maybe I'll quit the internet. I might never fucking recover from... All right, best family game, you guys. Mario Party. Give me Mario Party.
Are Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It's
Lego
Nintendo
Party,
category, really.
Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World,
I forgot
Sonic
Mario
Racing
Kart came out this year. Man, the Switch 2 did not have a good launch. The Switch 2 did not have a good launch. Do I have permission to ban people doing the 6-7 meme? Are people doing the 6-7 meme? I still don't really know what it is, but again, is that because I'm unk? I think people are allowed to 6-7. Let the children speak their language. Speaking of which, I yelled at the writer for the beef scene. Yeah. Before Ethan had finished playing through Dispatch, I was like, did you get to that last episode? Because I wanted to talk to him about the beef stuff. But also, Ethan showed me this clip. Hang on, let me see. I'm not really good at Twitch, but Ethan Nesta. And I think I'll be able to find his channel. And then you go clips. Am I crazy? How do you find people's clips? Videos? Recent broadcasts? How do you find someone's clips on Twitch? I genuinely don't know. Maybe I could find it. No, it would take too long to find. I can't see clips like just on his channel. Vids, clips, and drop down. Okay. Let me try it. He showed me this. So fucking funny. Clip from Dispatch. Okay, so I go videos. Clips. Okay. Oh, hang on. Well, he's got multiple we could watch. He's got several clips. This boy's got clips for us. Got clips for us. Shut up, Alanah. Oh, good job, Aaron Paul. Woo! Good job, Laura Bailey. Woo! Good job, Aaron. Woo! Good job, John. Ah, that's my friend. That's my friend. Good job, Charlie. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, Alanah. That's my friend. I was talking to Ethan about because like obviously I know Sean and Charlie. I mean, I know a bunch of these people, but like two of Ethan's best friends are Sean and I. Like those are two of his best mates. And I was like, is it weird that like we were just talking to you the whole game? And I was like, no matter what you do, one of us is mad at you. But that was not the clip I was looking for, to be clear. It's a different clip. I don't know, I'm not good at how to find the clip. It's to do with... give me more. Thank you. This is so cute. This whole thing. Yeah.
Spencer. Get upset with beef.
But it gets better. It gets better.
He did just growl.
That's Spencer. That's Ethan's dog. It's Banjo's best friend. Oh no, it stopped. It was longer than that. There's basically like a version of that. Maybe hang on. There's a second one here? Maybe this one? What? Why did you do that, Twitch? What was that for, Twitch? That one's 30 seconds. Eclipse, this one's a minute. It's gotta be this one. It's gotta be this one. Spencer's such a good boy.
With beef. Oh, get upset with me.
It's so cute.
Someone go back and clip that.
I have known Spencer since Ethan got him, right? I've known Spencer the whole time he's been in Ethan's life. I have never once heard Spencer make that noise before. I didn't know Spencer could go. It's so cute. It's also so we like dog sit Spencer because him and Banjo get along pretty well and whatever. Often when Ethan has to like go somewhere or has plans for a day, we'll take Spencer, and you can't play any video games that have horses or camels. Basically quadrupeds in general, because Spencer will growl at them. So Rahul had to stop playing Ghost of Yote. He couldn't play. One time he was playing Assassin's Creed Origins. There's too many camels. If you are riding a horse, Spencer will just sit there and go. It's so fucking cute. Sometimes though he's responsible and takes himself out of the room. Sometimes he's like, I'm not equipped to deal with what's happening in this environment right now, so I'm going to walk out of the environment. It's so cute. What happens if you crawl around? That's okay. He's all right with that. I don't know if it's any quadruped, but clearly it's dogs. It is horses. Even on TV shows, Ethan had Spencer watching trouble watching Game of Thrones. It's tough. It's tough. He doesn't like a quadruped, and it's very, very, very cute. Which I also think though that it's funny because Spencer kind of looks like Beef. They got kind of similar vibes. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just stuff on screens. No, because he doesn't growl at the screen if it's not a horse or a dog or a camel. He's fine with screens at any other point in time. He's very specific. He's limbist, yes. He's limbist. You're 100% right. Beef or Spencer? How dare you? You get out of here. You can't ask me that question. I love both these boys. All of their dogs are good dogs. How dare. I don't know if he gets mad at cats. Probably. All right, let's keep watching. I've still not gotten through this. I was never going to get any for family game out of Donkey Kong. Mario Kart probably should win that. I do not have cats. I am quite allergic to cats. Quite badly allergic to cats. Would I trade Banjo for a pet dragon? Fuck no. I wouldn't trade him for anything. You'd fucking take Banjo out of my cold, dead hands. Even then, I think I'd... No, I love him so... It's unhealthy. I'm obsessed with him. The light of my life. Today, we went on a walk, and two separate strangers went, wow, he's really handsome. He got patted by some people. And then he barked at a cat. But I went, Banjo. And he stopped barking at the cat. And we think he might be slightly depressed this week because Banjo really likes sitting in the rain, and it's been raining a lot. So he'll just like go outside and sit in the rain and just get soaking wet. And we like, because he's allowed in and out, we don't really pay attention to it. We're just like, go. We don't even notice that he's gone outside. He's allowed. Has free roam. And he'll come back inside sopping wet. And I think our reaction made him think he shouldn't do it. He did it twice. And both times we'd be like, Banjo, oh my God, you're so wet. What have you done? Oh my God. And then we just like talk about how wet he is. And so I now think he thinks that because we overreacted so much to him being wet, that he shouldn't be going outside. We didn't yell at him or anything. Like, we didn't get mad. We were just like, oh my God, dude, you're so wet. And I guess touched him less maybe because he was wet. And so now he's not going outside. And he's like, because he really likes sitting outside. He likes the smells and the breeze and the cool whatever. And we think that he's like, But today I was like, you can go if you want. It's okay. I'll just tell you now and it's fine. But he won't go. He won't go now. Poor boy. Does he shake when he comes in? Yeah, but he's like, not in a way that I find annoying. That said, he never does anything that I find annoying. Banjo's only bad behavior, which like is bad, but has been extremely difficult to fix, is he pulls towards dogs when we walk him. So we usually have to avoid dogs. We hired a trainer to try to get help with that. And so to be clear, he's pulling towards them because he wants to play with them. It's not aggressive in any way. We've never even heard him growl, let alone bare his teeth. He wants to pull towards dogs because he loves dogs and he wants to play with them. The problem is that the way that the trainer that we hired, she's this really cool German lady, he loved her, was trying to train him was with treats. And she was like, this one's very difficult because he likes dogs more than he likes treats. Most dogs prefer the treats to the other dogs. Banjo prefers the dogs to the treats. So the minute that he sees a dog, he goes, and you try to give him a treat and he like won't even pay attention. so it makes it quite difficult to train. But I also kind of feel like I can't criticize him because I too love dogs. What am I supposed to criticize Banjo for loving other dogs? But it is bad behavior because I think people... It's only really... Like, I'll usually just avoid dogs on a walk, right? I'll, like, cross the road or, like, do whatever I can to avoid them so that we don't have to deal with it. But sometimes, like, around a corner, you know, a dog will come and he will lunge at them. And I think because he's big, people do assume he's trying to attack them or something, like their dog. So it is not good. We're still trying to train it out of him, but he's getting better. He's getting better. But it has been tough. Need more upscale treats. Yeah, the most recent suggestion I got, because I was talking to another dog trainer about this, the German lady moved, was to use meat instead of like various dog treats. Because like we've used treats that he really likes. He just likes dogs more. But she was like, try using like chicken or like almost raw beef. Pizza's not a bad idea, Peter. Like a steak. Yeah. She was like, try using meat. And I was like, I guess I just gotta like fucking walk around carrying meat in a pocket. Like obviously I'd take a little bag for it, but she was like, that's probably the best way. And we'll look into it. But he doesn't have any bad habits during movie house recordings, Drew. How dare you? I will allow Banjo to climb on the couch. That's not bad behavior. I will allow him to bark at people. I play with toys. That's it. He's allowed to do all. And I've never tried to train any of that out of him because it's his house anyway. Anyway, back to the Game Awards.
Crossworlds and Split
He does
Fiction.
like salmon.
The best sim strategy game
Civ.
nominees are
That's the only one I know of.
The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles,
that makes sense.
Jurassic World Evolution
Bro,
3.
fucking my goat. Jurassic World Evolution 3 roll, and I put so much time into that game now. They did sponsor me, to be clear. But I have played so much of that game at this point. It's so good. That's, like, might be in my top 5 for this year. Jurassic World Evolution 3. Again, the disclosure is they did sponsor me to do a stream. I'm just telling you, I swear this is independent of that. They are not sponsoring me to say anything right now, just ethics. It's so good. The park building stuff is fantastic. Campaign's really fun. Like I built in like creative mode this huge park, and you can customize fucking everything. Like it's a very good game. You're gonna need a director's cut of the stream. Yeah, maybe the stream's editor Ethan. Oh, hello, mi amor.
We do.
Streaming. I might be like, can you edit little highlights of this? Sorry about all the extra talking. I've been talking about Banjo a lot and how I think he might be depressed. Oh my god, thank you. Because he can't sit outside in the rain because he thinks that we judge him for it.
I do. I am judging him.
And now I'm talking about how good Jurassic World Evolution 3 is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the best sim strategy nominations?
Yeah.
I played a bunch this year. What's good?
The best sim strategy game nominees are The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles,
Tactics.
Jurassic World Evolution 3,
Sick.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. These games are nominated for Best Sports
Mario
Racing
Kart.
Game.
Oh,
EA Sports FC.
No.
it was bad this year, wasn't it? No, you like it this year.
No.
Mario Kart,
Thank you for the birthday wishes.
MLB.
No.
This is also not a
Sport.
great Alanah category.
Probably.
Can you
Let me have a look.
I'm not really a sports guy. You know what I mean? It was Rahul's birthday
Go on.
on Thursday. No, play it.
Yeah.
C26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Crossworld.
Pause.
Now the nominees.
Played F1. F1 is good.
Oh, what do you think will win? Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What would I pick?
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
In our 3
Still
esports
think Eight's
categories,
better though.
Me too. Yeah.
starting with Best
Sorry, what is this? Oh, I don't know.
Esports game.
Marvel Rivals.
Nominees are Counter-Strike 2,
Okay.
Dota 2,
Yep,
League
great.
of Legends,
Okay, yeah.
Mobile Legends,
Wow, okay.
Bang Bang, and
I thought it would be
Valorant.
current, but they really
The
just
nominees for Best
they really just went went with them.
This might be me.
Esports
You think you're going to be an
athlete are
esports athlete?
Rock, Chovy.
It's you, Chovy.
Forsaken,
It's you,
Kakaroot,
Forsaken.
Mena RD.
It's you, Mena
and
RD.
Zywoo. And for best esports team,
know any
our
of
special esports committee nominated
Oh,
these teams.
what's your game of the year and what do you think
Gen-
will be game of the year?
Sorry.
What's your game of the year and what do you think will win game of the year?
The problem with that is that I can't answer that correctly.
Okay, well I can. Expedition 33 will win and my game of the year is Blueprints.
I know what will win, Expedition 33.
Yeah.
I can't give a game of the year because I'm a bit behind this year. I haven't played Expedition 33. It's still
Yeah,
queued
you haven't
up.
played a lot of new releases.
You
You didn't play Blueprints?
I didn't play Blueprints.
Hollow
I
Knight?
did Dark Ages. I didn't
Yeah, I
do
need to
Dark.
catch
I
up
didn't
on
do
that, finish
Hollow Knight. I did Dark Ages, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I did Yote, which is my favorite of the year so far.
Banger. It is nominated.
What else
I
come
think.
out? What else?
No, it wasn't nominated. Death
No.
Stranding 2.
Didn't play Death Stranding 2.
Oh no, we haven't gotten a game of the year. Have we? I don't
I
think we've
played
done that
Donkey
yet.
Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, I thought that would be nominated.
But so it's not fair to say what you think is the best game of the year if you've not played. Or...
It's what you have played. What is your game of the year?
Yote,
Great game. Great game.
followed by
Blueprints. Rahul hasn't played Dispatch. Doesn't
haven't
care.
played Dispatch.
Not interested.
Haven't played Power Washer 2.
The
What
guy-
did I do this year? Did I play much games this year? What did I play? You saw me play a bunch of stuff this year. I played Mafia Old Country.
Yeah, that was fun.
I played. Oh, I played. Oh, hold on.
I don't remember.
No, didn't play Hades 2 yet. All queued up. It's
Well,
crazy.
G
really
League of
only,
Legends. And our
He's a real AAA type.
Brilliant.
G Valorant.
No, I'm
Team
not.
Falcons Dota 2.
You
Team
played
Liquid
MLB,
PH Mobile Legends Bang
which was
Bang.
sick.
And
Did enjoy it.
Team Vitality Counter-Strike 2. Okay, we're almost done, but there are still two very important categories to go. First, Best Game Direction. Recognizes outstanding creative vision and
Go see Yote, Ninja Turtles,
Wait,
Tetris Effect.
bit of Battlefield.
Yeah, a little bit of Battlefield. Hello, Banjo. Oh, you
Indie-
played a lot of
Indie
Star
was
Wars
this
Outlaws.
year.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana Jones was this year. Indiana Jones was this year.
We've been talking about
Did some
Banjo.
Helldivers, Ninja
Patches, little
Gaiden
boy.
2. I did Ninja Gaiden 2. I did
Oh, Space Marine.
Forza Horizon 5, Dark
Would you
Ages,
like to say hello? Little Brenda?
Oblivion.
What are you doing?
Yeah, not much. I didn't really do much
Can
this
you
year.
speak? You say hi? Brenda? You speak. You speak. You speak. You got to say hi.
All right, fine.
He's not himself, is he?
You sad.
Ever
You
since
speak.
he nearly died.
You speak. Oh, Banjo.
Grown up.
My boy.
Okay, what?
innovation in game direction and
That's
design.
right, game direction. Okay, that tends to be a lot of the same stuff. I'd actually go Silent Hill F on this one. Expedition 33, Yote. I'd put Blueprints in there personally. And Hades. Tough to predict what they'll do here, though.
Design. The nominees are Claire Obscure,
Yep.
Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2
yeah, of
on the
course.
Beach, Ghost of Yote,
Yep.
Hades 2,
Yep.
and Split Fiction.
Split Fiction. That actually is so deserved. Look at the little hands. Split Fiction totally deserves game direction.
He'll swear. That's my prediction.
Joseph Harris, as is his right. I love him.
Are we going out
What?
later?
No. They already left.
What happened?
Yeah, it was whatever. I'll explain to you later. So I look at game direction as like, I think that's an easier one for people who've maybe worked on video games to understand. But
Look at your little ears. But go, Banjo. Why does it go, Banjo?
the Haze Light games are really difficult to make. Really, really difficult to make. They have so many mini games, and that by itself, without having like feature creep or without, it's just like I have trouble fathoming how they make those games considering the complexity of the systems. Basically, I would say that they deserve that. I would put Blueprints in there as well, 100% though. Blueprints' direction is perfect. Perfect. 100% deserved.
And now it's the big one. GOATY, Game of the
Okay,
Year.
what did I say, Jeff? You tabbed them, didn't you? Didn't you put them somewhere? Why can't I see them anymore? Where did they go? It wasn't there. I don't remember what I said. Do I think Dispatch will win? I really don't know. It's a tough year, man. I hope Dispatch wins, of course. Biased. It is pinned? I don't know why I can't see it anymore. Where did it go? Okay. I said Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, E33, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Death Stranding 2. Let's see how we did.
Here, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best
Give it
experience
to me,
for
Jeff.
players across all creative and
Let's see
technical
what you've got
fields.
to say.
For this year's awards, our global TGA jury has selected the following 6 games as the nominees for Game of the Year. Player Obscure, Expedition 33 from
Called
Sandfall
it.
Interactive. Death Stranding 2,
Okay.
On the Beach from Kojima
Looking good.
Productions. Donkey Kong
Yes.
Bonanza
Called
from
it.
Nintendo.
Looking good, looking good.
Hades 2
Yeah.
from Supergiant Games.
Hollow Knight?
Hollow
Thank
Knight
God.
Silk Song from Team Cherry. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Did I put Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I did. Sweep, y'all. Fucking swept that shit. Ace that test. That's sick. 6 out of 6 there, yeah. I messed up many of the others. But, yeah, Death Stranding 2 versus Yote was the only one I wasn't sure about, and I only thought Yote wouldn't because people don't love the Ubisoft formula, so... How did I describe the accent I just used? Oh, that's like just a more bogan Australian. Fucking sick, mate. Yeah, it's a great list. It has been a great year for all of these. It's just the crowd who hate video games and like complain about how all games are bad confuse me endlessly because there are more good games than I think most people have time to play. I don't have time to play all of the games that are nominated across these categories. There are so many good games. It's weird to think Hades 2 could lose when I was reading that it was better in every way than its Game of the Year predecessor. Lose is not the right word. No, it's not gonna lose. It just won't win. Expedition 33 will. And really the stuff is... There is no consistency. It's a different people every year. They're not comparing it to previous years. It's just what game stands out to them. This particular year, it's definitely going to be Expedition 33. I also agree it will sweep in almost every category, yeah. I wonder if it might end up the most awarded. Last time, like I think the current record holder is The Last of Us Part 2? Maybe? That might be the case? I agree with you on that one, Scott, yeah. People are allowed to be critical, of course, but yeah. 12 is the new record. Oh, wait, sorry. So this is the now most nominated. But my thought is, I assume Last of Us Part 2 was the most awarded? Well, let's Google it. I actually don't know. Most game awards won for one game. The most awarded game in history is Last of Us Part 2, then Witcher 3, then Red Dead 2. But I want actual Game of the Year. No, because the problem is like all the lists that I'm getting are for multiple shows, not just the Game Awards. But I feel like it was The Last of Us. Damn, this is a cool list though. Wow. That's crazy. This is the most awarded games of all time, just in general. Last of Us Part 2, Witcher 3, God of War. That's crazy, dude. I genuinely think Red Dead Redemption 2 and Disco Elysium are the two best written games of all time. Recency bias counts into that, of course. I might be forgetting older games. It's easy to do that. But I do think God of War deserved Game of the Year that year, and it's part of why I wanted to go work at Sony Santa Monica Studio. I was saying that as soon as I finished playing that game, because I think I was still media at the time. Yeah, I was. I was like, it's gonna win, man. And all the Rockstar fans all got mad at me because Red Dead hadn't even come out yet, and I was like, I don't think you can beat it. This game is so fucking good and so well directed. It's just, ugh. And there's so many interesting things about it too. Like, a lot of people on the team hated the idea of having Atreus at all and thought that it wouldn't work for a really long time. And Corey was like, no, it's going to fucking work. We're going to do it. There are so many things that like people thought that audiences would hate. And it's the third most awarded game of all time. I adored Ragnarok. I don't believe I ever fell in love with a game so quickly than I did with Gao. I feel like my opinion on Ragnarok, I don't look at Ragnarok as a video game, so I really don't have an opinion on it. I don't look at Ragnarok as a video game. It's like fully broken in my brain in that I played through that so many times. I played through God of War Ragnarok more than any other game I've ever played. Because when you work at a studio, you have to play through things while they're in development regularly. And so I was doing that regularly. And I saw it in every stage of development. And like before that, I read the scripts and like I can't even talk about it. It doesn't quantify in my brain. So I literally could not tell you what I think of that game. Doesn't really happen. But this, fucking incredible. This also incredible. This is one of my favorite games of all time. These three I like The Last of Us Part 2, but I'm not, and I'm very impressed by it. I have a YouTube video on my main channel that's like basically like an essay about the narrative design of that game and why it is so incredible in terms of narrative design. But I don't love it as much as I love any of these three. These are three fucking great video games. So good. I love The Last of Us. I don't love Skyrim that much. I would have put this higher, but it came the same year as God of War. Love every GTA. I've been thinking about doing a stream because we're at 2025. We're 25 years into the 2000s. A stream where we go, well, I guess I would, but you guys would, we would chat about it every year and decide what we think the best game of that year is. So it'd be like we look at 2000 first. We can make a definitive ranking. So we look at the games that came out in 2000, which one is game of the year, and do it like year by year. Because I thought that would be a really fun stream. We are 26 years into the 2000s. Yes, technically true. But you get what I mean. We would go 2000 to 25, okay? It is what it is. What about Bonanza didn't click with you? It's my game of the year. I immediately jumped off the art style. I don't like the art style for Bonanza. I don't like the colors, so that's just a fully subjective. I do not like the way the game looks. It was immediately off-putting to me. That's the same reason that I haven't played Undertale in all these years. I know it's considered to be one of the best games of all time. The appearance is off-putting to me. But I need to get over that. Then from there, having played a little bit of Donkey Kong Bonanza, this is, again, I'm aware, super subjective. Clearly people love this game. This is going to sound really reductive. I really felt like you kind of just punched shit, and I didn't find that to be satisfying. But I also didn't like the way the levels looked, so it didn't appeal to me as somebody who like does love a lot of 3D action platformers. Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie are some of my favorite games ever made. I was like, I just didn't find punching dirt infinitely to get tiny gold speck or like bananas to be satisfying. I just didn't like the gameplay very much. But again, I recognize that it's very subjective. I'm not saying the game is bad in any way. It just didn't align with my particular interests. It is what it is. What are we going to do about it? Same with Stardew, don't like the colors. I actually feel negative in terms of, dumb in terms of Stardew Valley. I can't play that game, man. It's, something about it just doesn't appeal to me. And I don't even actually know why on that one. I recognize all of the individual pieces are incredible. Can't deny that. I get it. But, that type of gameplay I think maybe doesn't hook me quite enough. I don't know what to tell you. Stardew Valley is just Farmville on crack. I liked Farmville though. Art is indeed subjective. That's really the lesson that we all learn at the end of the day. Art, confirmed subjective. Hot take. All right, there's still a tiny bit more of this video, so let's watch the rest of it, shall we?
From Warhorse Studios.
Congratulations.
There you have it, your nominees for Game of the Year. And now that those are official, you can anticipate Lauren Bell.
Should they
from
add a
Game
supporting
Awards
performance
Orchestra
award to the Game
playing their
Awards?
themes as part of
No,
our
because
musical
that would be
salute to
read
the
off
nominees
stage to the
live on
side,
December
rushed,
11th.
fucking
But
on
before
to
that,
get more
we
ads
need
in.
your help to decide which nominees become the winners. Make sure to head to the
I did play a bit of
GameAwards.com
Kingdom Come
to
Deliverance
cast your
too.
ballot.
That one, I really liked what I played of that game. I thought it was fantastic. I also watched Rahul play a lot of it. Often when I have to work, he plays a game and I like sit and write next to him on a laptop or whatever and watch him play. Or if he's traveling, we do the same thing except that he like screen shares on his PlayStation. And then I just watch him play stuff like in the background because I can't play video games 24/7 because work. And that's one of the ones that I was like, I'd really like to play more of that game. I really enjoyed what I played of it. I thought it was rad. Then I traveled and other shit came out. So I like hope to get back to it eventually. Because it is really cool. Really cool. This sucks. Alanah not nominated once. Alanah technically nominated for best debut game. Alanah technically minor nomination. He's a stream for an audience of one. Yes, except we don't have a microphone on. So like he just plays games in the living room or like to my living room TV and I sit there and I write, but I can't hear him. One cool thing though is because of the way that that works on PlayStation. He's playing on a PlayStation somewhere else. I'm watching on the PlayStation in my living room. True, several Acting 101 nominations, huge for the Acting 101 community. So it's on my PlayStation that I'm watching. And PlayStation does this really cool thing where I can interact with his game with my controller. So he could like choose to hand it over, which would like give me actual control. But it basically lets you like, I can move around and like click on stuff. And so if I feel like I've seen Rahul like miss something, like when I'm just like absentmindedly writing, because often there's this thing that I have to do while writing. I'm not sure if all writers have to do that. Surely statistically one of you in chat is a writer. Where I write something and then I have to sit there and just like think for a bit. And so I just kind of stare ahead and I go, this maybe, or like if I'm writing dialogue, I often say it out loud to make sure it sounds natural. So it's not like you're just sitting there and constantly writing. I'm often like, I need to take a break and just like look forward to think about the next thing. But yeah, if I see him miss something, I'll like pick up a controller and be like X, and you can like, it just like puts a little bubble. You can like point to stuff kind of, which is really cool. It's very, very cool. Do I buy Blueprints, by the way? Where would I buy it? Blueprints is incredible. It almost ruined my life. We had to have an intervention. Blueprints was functionally unhealthy for me. Like, I wouldn't recommend buying it. I stopped sleeping because all I wanted to do was play Blueprints. Wow. Obsessed, dude. It really got me. Quite a thing. Thank you so much, Comic Geek. I appreciate it. How could I get into VA series question? I want to. I just have no idea or clue where to start. I thought about making a YouTube video about that. But sadly, I can't. I don't think I have a good answer because truthfully, the way that I got into voice acting is just straight up nepotism. So like, I am going to make a video as soon as I feel like comfortable talking about it, about how I got into AAA game writing, because I think the way that I did that, you could easily copy. I did a real specific like step-by-step thing. And I do think anyone could do those exact things and end up writing video games. The voice acting one, I can't. It was straight nepotism. So like, out of nowhere, based on nothing, Rod Ferguson was a fan of a podcast that I did called Podcast Unlocked. It was an IGN podcast about Xbox. Based on nothing, I had no experience. He asked if I would voice a character in Gears 5. It was originally a much bigger character, and I was not good enough. So it got reduced to a much smaller character, which is fair because I had not learned anything. Then the same thing happened with Cyberpunk. Same thing. I don't think I was a good enough actor. And I see both of those roles as like cameos. I don't like my performance in either of those games because I hadn't learned to act yet. I enjoyed doing both of those things. I went off and learned. did some lessons. I spoke to a lot of friends who are actors. Because I was like, if I would like to do more of this, I should go learn. Classes are a huge thing. I actually largely did that either by reading books or watching YouTube videos because I didn't feel like I had the time to take classes since I was working full time. So I went and learned acting. And then after those two, which again, what a way to get started. Straight nepotism. People who were fans of shit that I made asked me. It's really not transferable. It's just crazy privilege and nepotism. The studios were fans of stuff that I had done. It's not, I can't pass on any useful advice because it's not a realistic way to get into any of that stuff. But again, those were like cameos. So then I went and learned how to act and did more of that so that I was like, if this opportunity comes again, I will not fuck it up like I did with those first two. I will make sure that I've learned to act. It's not a thing that people can inherently do. You do have to learn. And so I went and learned. And then the first thing I did, I think, after I had lessons was the Monster Under My Bed short, which is an animated short. I auditioned. I was emailed the audition for that one along with, I don't know, it would have been like 1,000 other people because the studio that was making it was in partnership with Rooster Teeth. It's a Toonami, I think. So they would have sent it to a bunch of people, but also to a bunch of people who worked at Rooster Teeth, which is where I worked at the time. I auditioned. I got that one. They told me that I also was like, they didn't even question it. Like they heard a bunch of the auditions and then mine came up and the director was like, whoever that is, it's 100% her. They were like, that one, we don't even need to hear anymore. And then the person playing it was like, that's Alanah Pierce. And he was like, what? I'm really happy with that one. So that was an audition. And then some of the things I've done since then, I've either been sent auditions and done them by audition or studios have approached me. But really my start was 2 games in which I didn't do a good job and nepotism. They were just people who were fans of stuff that I had made who wanted to work with me. So I don't feel like it's helpful in any way whatsoever. Sorry. But game writing, I do think I can give people a really specific blueprint for how to do that. And how to get into that I think if you followed it to a T, you would be able to do it. Some being in the right place at the right time. That's kind of life. That's kind of some life. Some life goes that way, Thank you for the help, even if you can't give straightforward advice. Is great motivation. Truly the best answer I can give you, again, my first 2 were not good, is lessons. I think even if you think you can act, it's not what you think it is. There's a funny thing with voice acting specifically where I think a lot of people think that doing a funny or silly voice or impression is voice acting, but it isn't. Being good at impressions is not the same as acting. Acting is like bringing feeling to things in a believable way. And that I don't think is very easy to learn how to do by yourself. I really did have to take those lessons to learn to do it. So 100%, if you, like me, have a full-time job and don't feel like you have the time, I would say you can look up YouTube videos. That there are loads and loads and loads of good ones, or books. That's always my favorite way of receiving information is by reading. And there are a lot of great books about acting. So you have to learn how to act as step 1. From there, I've seen some people get into voice acting by doing dubs, like even fan dubs on their own accord. The animator that I worked with on the animated short film that I made, Matt Ringstead, technically I found him kind of in the same way that like Gears and Cyberpunk happened for me, which is he animated something I had said on a podcast. So like I had a conversation with friends on a podcast. He, as a fan, animated it. And then I recently was able to pay him several $1,000s because I was like, I know an animator. I know of this guy because he did this thing one time. It's like reverse nepotism. He was great. That was really cool. And so then I asked him to animate that short. Who, the team who put it together had a budget and we paid him for it. And so, but I think you can start with like fan dubs and things like that. A lot of people, that's not only good practice, but you can get noticed that way for sure. You just have to do a good job. Aaron made his animated videos and voiced his own characters. Yeah, and now Aaron is a voice actor too. It's, again, I don't feel like I can really help with that one. First time channel, long time viewer. Could you please advise how to get into writing professionally or how you did? Yeah, like I said, I'm going to make a YouTube video about that at some point where it's super detailed. I have also spoken about that sort of a million times about getting into writing specifically. My shortest version of the answer is I went to university. I majored in journalism and entertainment writing. So I used to be a journalist. I'm now an entertainment writer. So that's step one, study. That's always going to be my answer for everything is study. And then I worked for free. So similar kind of thing to what I'm saying with voice acting. I volunteered for a bunch of like tiny little websites, or I worked on community radio for a while, which like was just like an avenue for me to get in games media. So I did a bunch of work for free. And then once I had the experience from working with editors and learning about timelines and deadlines and all that stuff, and I'd gotten better, I started applying for occasional jobs, and I got my first job was as a freelance writer, just like freelance contributor consistently. I don't actually remember the first one. One of them was owned by Telstra in Australia. I think that website no longer exists. I wrote for Hyper Magazine in Australia for some reviews. So I started getting like little bits of freelance work, built up that resume, really aggressively was like, okay, I recognize that I want to be a full-time writer, but that if I want to do it in games media, which is what I want to do, I've always loved video games, that it's very competitive. So I need to have as many skills as possible. So part of that was that I studied photography for 6 months, so that I could learn how to do photojournalism, because I figured a lot of other people would not consider that. Like I said, I went on community radio. I learned how to get better at podcasting. I started making YouTube videos solely with the intent of getting better at presenting and writing scripts. I was terrible when I first started. And editing, so that like basically like the plan was any job that's available, I can fucking do it because I have got all of these skills. So that's the short version of that. But I will make a full YouTube video about game writing specifically when I feel like there are things that I can comfortably say. Freelance feels like such a gamble at the start. Yeah, I had a separate job, obviously, and was in university, so. Thank you, Brian. I've always, I wouldn't say it's an insecurity, but I've always, like, kind of felt like I don't like my own voice all that much. I feel like I have a very deep voice for a woman, and I've always felt like I was, like, I've always been, like, I wish I was, like, more of, like, a bubbly, happy, cheery person, because I think those people are, I don't know, just have all that energy. But I've had a lot of people more recently say that they find my voice very calming, because I guess it's softer in a way. I actually speak quite quietly and lower, and I don't scream. I don't know. It's like happened more recently when people have told me that kind of thing, that they find my voice comforting. And I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. That is really sweet. Your voice fits your personality perfectly. Yeah, I agree with that. My voice definitely fits my personality. I will say I think that that's also a weird privilege that people don't really address. I genuinely think that I can credit parts of my career to having a deep voice, and I'm not joking. I fully believe that the fact that I have a deep voice means that people tend to respect the things that I say more than women who have like higher pitched or girlier or bubbly voices. Like genuinely, I think that that is a privilege that people don't consider, is that I've been advantaged in ways just because I have a deep voice than even some of the girls I worked with at IGN, where they got like labeled as like the cutesy Pokemon girls. I love Pokemon. People didn't think of me that way, and I really feel like it's just because I have a deep voice. Like it really makes people inherently like think you're smarter or take you more seriously. It's like a lot of different privileges out there, and that's one that I feel like people do not consider. I genuinely think it's helped me quite a bit. The current meta in live streaming is being very loud, though arguably that's just evergreen. It's nice to have a contrast. Yeah, I mean, I do have people tell me I'm boring all the time, and I would never argue with any of them. I always be like, totally, I get it. I'm pretty low-key, man, but I'm also just not willing to fake it. I'm not trying to be a content creator. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's fine. Americans think all Brits are smart because of their accent. Yeah, also totally true. How does one make their voice deeper? Yeah, to be clear, I have been accused of faking my deep voice too, but I didn't do that on purpose. It's just how I sound. I think I actually, maybe when I started presenting, faked a higher voice because that felt like that's what presenters do. And then I just stopped doing that after a certain point. Didn't do it anymore. Humans are superficial creatures. We sure are, man. We sure are. Your name is literally Charlanzard. How did people not? You're a Pokemon girl. I've spent more money on Pokemon than any other franchise in my life. My favorite Pokemon, Gutenadian, is Gyarados. which I know is weird, but that's my goat. Cosplay Malevola. I just don't want to paint myself red. It's also, you know how I was saying earlier about how like I'm happy to let people ship? That one also feels like something that I should leave to the fans in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like I don't want to like be the definitive cosplay, because that can happen. Someone can become a cosplayer who gets assigned as like, oh, this is the best cosplay of that. And I feel like I should let the cosplayers shine. Not that I would beat any of them. I'm not good at that thing, and I don't have muscles anymore. They really let me go fast. I've still got abs. We'll take those, but I ain't got the biceps I had when I was boxing. It's so sad. Pneumonia really kicked that out of me. So again, not even saying that I would be, but I don't want to like be part of the conversation where all these girls are doing these amazing Malevola cosplays and that someone would be like, well, the actor did it. I just don't want to take that away from people. I don't know. I feel like, again, this is the first time I felt like something that I've worked on has such a strong community. Not that God of War didn't, to be fair. Like the fans of Santa Monica Studio were also really wonderful, but this is still bigger than that, I think, in a wild way. I just want to let people have their fun and like not take away from any of it. Does that make sense? Would people do that? I don't know. I kind of think they would. I kind of think that some people might be like, oh my god, Malevola cosplayed as Malevola, and I would prefer to let the cosplayers get the attention for it. Does that make sense? I don't know. I also don't want to paint myself red. So there is that too. I just don't want to take anything away from anyone in a way. VTube Malevola, that would be funny. I'd probably have to ask ad hoc for permission, but I think that they would probably say no. I can't imagine. Oh, sorry, say yes. I don't think they would have a problem, but yeah. No. I think it would inspire people to cosplay. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's also, as I was saying earlier, cosplay is just a thing I've lost time for. Yeah, I don't know. I think letting the player choice factor of dispatch enables letting your character breathe in that space. Yeah, it's kind of true. No way, Sailor J. That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope you get some main character VA roles. It would be awesome. I'm new to your fan base, so I don't know if you had any already. Thank you, G-Bear. So we just announced one last week. I am a main character in Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun 2, which I'm very excited about. Like, genuinely, many cool things I've gotten to do, work with many cool teams. That one is the most excited I've ever been about voice acting. It just means a lot to me to be part of that universe, and I just think Battle Sisters and Celestians specifically are so fucking cool. So you don't know what she sounds like yet, but that is a main character. There's another one that I haven't announced yet that I'm also pretty proud of on a fairly small indie game. I actually don't know when it'll be out. You could kind of... No, that wouldn't count. I am a main character in a movie. I'm one of the stars of a movie that came out last year called VHS Beyond. It's basically just me in the segment of that I'm in. Thank you, Meowako. You're not wrong. People would definitely use the actor's interpretation as law. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. I just don't want to take away from... I don't know. I'm just trying to be as considerate of the fan community there as possible. And it just feels like a thing that I shouldn't insert myself in a way. Mostly don't want to paint myself red. But secondly is... Yeah, I feel like I should let the cosplayers shine and that I should not in any way take any spotlight away from them, if you know what I mean. That's part of it. Like, I don't want to walk in and end up on the top of Reddit because people are like, oh my god, the voice actor for Malevola cosplayed as Malevola. I want the cosplayers to be able to take all of that conversation up. You know what I mean? I think that's how I feel, and so because I feel any way doubtful or like uneasy or wrong to do it, that's part of what makes me not want to do it. But as we said at the start of the stream, I am planning on doing what would basically be a casual cosplay. It's not even really a cosplay, an homage to Malevola for what I wear for the Game Awards. So it won't be a cosplay, it's not accurate, but it'll be like It's inspired by her. That's the closest that I will get, where I'm like trying to like tribute ad hoc, if that makes sense. Yeah. People will think you're calling it canon. Yeah, I don't want to be canon. I don't know. I just want to let the cosplayers shine. Really. Jean shorts and a white tank top. Again, it's an homage, so not quite. I can't get away with that, wearing that to the Game Awards. That's all I'm trying to say. You look like Malevola, not in a rude way though. Bitch, I wish. She's stunning, and thank you so much. I don't think that I do. I was saying on they did an actor's interview on YouTube for Dispatch, where a bunch of us got together, and Greg was asking me what it's like to play such a hot babe. And I was like, it's intimidating, because how could anyone ever know what it's like to be that hot? And I don't want to fuck. Like, what does that mean for a person to be that attractive? They must have so much confidence. And then I panicked because I worried that people would think I was attention seeking. But I really do mean that. It was like a genuine pressure. Is she's so hot, and I don't. How does someone who's that attractive carry themselves? But I ended up trying not to think that hard about it and just made her sincere. So, yeah, she's just sincere. She doesn't think about it. She doesn't care. She's a giant demon. You know? It is what it is. Thank you, Sakahuna. I appreciate that. Just wear a Malevola shirt or something to make up for the cosplay. I do have that Malevola shirt. I fucking love that thing. I will be wearing that shit for sure. I'll be wearing that all the time. A big sword is very cool, and I'm getting one. You need like 10-inch heels. How tall do you think I am? Nobody who knows my height answer that. To the person who said I need 10-inch heels. Chat, how tall do you think I am? Just guess based on vibes what you think my height is. But if you know, you can't say. It's cheating. Some of you definitely would already know. Some 5'6" in there. 5'8". Okay, the people guessing over 6 foot, get out of here. Get out of here. A lot of 5'8". A lot of 5'8". 5'11", 5'10", 5'12". 170 centimeters. A lot of people think of 5'8". That's interesting. I am 5'10". So, I'm already pretty tall. So I don't need 10-inch heels. Or do I? I need 8-inch heels. Did I do the math right? I think so. To get to be 6'6". Right? That's how inches work? I don't know. I'm 178 centimeters, I think. 180 centimeters? I don't remember. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". Is how tall I am. I'm pretty tall for a lady. I did do the math right? I'm not good at that. That is how inches work. Excellent. 12 inches a foot. Okay, yeah. So I need 8. 8-inch heels, which I do not own. It's fine. I can't. I can't. I couldn't. Has anyone got a hold of measuring tape to you, though? Part of me, like, sometimes is like, am I actually 5'9"? Because they said I was for Creator Clash, but they didn't measure me. They just, like, kind of came up with it. I don't know why, though. I don't know. I'm pretty tall. It is what it is. Also, Marvel crossing over with having Malevolent magic would be insane. That would be really fucking cool. Really cool. That is too much heel. Can't imagine walking in those. Yeah, I'm really not a heel person. They're just so uncomfortable, man. I'll do it for special events where I get to sit a lot. Thank you, Droid Machina. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I obviously really took a risk leaving my job last year. Around this time. You know, I loved it. I was so lucky to get to work there, but the stuff that I've gotten to do this year, again, I haven't even announced some of it yet, has been really, really, really cool. The thing I've been working on the most and that I'm the most busiest for, it's like because it's been part of my life for the last year. Dude, yeah, I'm doing some really cool shit right now. I like kind of lost in the source how how excited I should be about it because it's just been so long until I told someone the other day and they were like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, that. And they were like, you really just glossed over that part. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, I did. That is cool that I'm doing that. Yeah, it's been a very fun period of my life while also, you know, the catalyst for me leaving my job was very sad, but I feel very lucky to have gotten to do the things that I've been getting to do. And you thinking at this point you made the right call? Yes. Now I think I've gotten to spend so much time with my family. 3 months this year, which is amazing. Traveled New Zealand and Peru with my mum. I never would have been able to do that while working at Sony. Yeah, I did do the right thing. Yeah. It's been still like I still talk to I'm actually having coffee with one of the girls who was on the writing team with me this week. She's awesome. I still talk to plenty of them. Carol, who's executive producer at Sony Santa Monica Studio, asked me to go to the movies with her yesterday, and I couldn't because Rahul's mom's here. But yeah, they're all wonderful people, and I would go back there someday maybe. But right now, yeah, the stuff I'm working on is real cool. I'm very happy. Now all the money flows in right. Yeah, making way less money. But to be fair, that's sort of by choice. Because the stuff that I'm working on, the stuff that I think is the coolest, I'm not getting paid for. So I will eventually, but right now. So it's very time consuming, but I'm not getting any money for it. So yeah, she did swim to Alcatraz. Yes, that's Lauren Signorino. She was a writer at Sony Santa Monica Studio, and she's so fucking cool. I love Lauren. She swims a lot, and she swam like out to or around Alcatraz. She like does like these fucking cool swims. I don't know, Lauren rules. She's great. Dispatch is selling well. I can take no credit for that, but yes. Very, very, very cool. No amount of money ever bought a second of time. Yeah, I'm fine. I've just had to like scale back on things. I don't buy Postmates anymore. I just cook. It's chill. And I mean, I've spent a lot of money on travel this year, to be fair. Like if I cut back on that, I would have savings. But that was sort of the point of leaving my job, was to be able to spend more time with my family. So it feels like it's worth the money to me. I do also have time to cook now, is true. Yeah. Yeah. Took a huge risk in my career a while back and it was terrifying, but it ended up being the best thing I've ever done. Yeah, I mean, this is my first time in my life not working full time. Again, almost at a year now. And there are many ways in which I am much happier and that it makes me go, man, human beings should not be working full time at all. Like, I don't know, like, again, so I was working full time for a decade before I stopped, right? Like, it's a normal thing most people do their whole lives. But then having the perspective of now not doing it, the fact that I can just make a doctor's appointment and go feels like something that should not be a privilege, but is. Because when I was at Sony, especially Rooster Teeth, which was quite strict with time, or IGN, I could try and make this doctor's appointment. I would ask for the nearest appointment if I needed to, and then sometimes they would say, no, there's a meeting, we need you out at that time. And so I would try to reschedule, and then it's another 2 weeks. Sony Santa Monica Studio was very good about that, about like treating us like humans. They were the best of those three companies about that particular thing. Rooster Teeth was the worst. But it's still like, now I can just do that. And if someone says, I wanted to have a meeting with you at that time, I go, no. And I could just go to the doctor. There was a day the other week where it was really sunny and I didn't have meetings. I just had a bunch of work to do. And I went, I have enough time to do this work. And so I just took Banjo to the beach because it was a nice day and I just got to do that during the week. Life is a lot better when you don't work full time, for sure. It's very, very nice. I feel like it's just now, having done it again for a decade and not doing it anymore, I'm like, full time is, we never should have been living this way. That's crazy shit. And it does not seem fair. Yeah, exactly. Being able to be like, I'm not available, you have to reschedule, instead of being like, what have you asked for? Huge, huge. What's my go-to dish to cook? Dude, okay. It's wild because Malevola doesn't register like Alanah speaking at all. Yeah, I think that Malevola and I are quite different as people. So the performance is different. I don't hear me, because we are different character-wise. Some ways we're similar. So my go-to dish to cook is the laziest thing in the world, okay? But I love it. I made it for Rahul multiple times. I make this like little protein breakfast bowl. It is ground beef cooked. I put taco seasoning in it. Not necessarily a thing you would need to do though. It is roast sweet potatoes. And you have to dice them, so get them quite small. And then cottage cheese. I usually put like a fried egg. So you put all of those things in a bowl. Cottage cheese. You just fucking mix it up. Oh, also diced avocado, sorry. So it's diced avocado, diced sweet potato, ground beef, cottage cheese with taco seasoning. Mash it all up in a bowl. Just a messy little bowl. And then I'll put either a fried egg or a poached egg on top. So it's like you kind of like crack it. But the secret sauce that makes this delicious is, it's, I don't remember the name of the brand. It's spicy honey. So it's honey, but it's hot. So it's like a little bit hot and a little bit sweet. Hot honey, yeah. That, dude, is my go-to dish. It's not Mike's. I think there's like a dog on it or something. I don't remember exactly. Let me see if I can find the brand. But that, it is nice. It is real nice. It's a good, but that's like probably the thing that I make that like once a week. Hot honey. I could, if I find it, like I would recognize the logo. But I think that I can't see any reason why you couldn't use any brand. I don't know if they vary a lot, but the one we have, again, I really could have sworn there was a dog on the thing. Or an animal of some kind on it. Yeah, I don't remember. All good though. They're all good. And that is really easy to make. You can have it any time of day and it's delicious. Cottage cheese in the end. No, you mix, well, like, yes. So you put the sweet potatoes in the oven. You cook the beef just on a pan, whatever. The avocado you don't put in. You add all the ingredients separately. So I usually would put the beef in a bowl first, and then you take out the sweet potatoes, and then the avocados go in, and then the cottage cheese, and then I mix it, and then I put the egg on top, which like the egg's the last step, so you do the egg on top. The idea of putting the egg on top is that like so that like whoever I'm serving it to has the pleasurable universal experience of breaking the yolk and having it like go all over the beef, and then the honey is drizzled on top. It is. I do sometimes put spinach in with the beef, like actually in the pan as well, just to add some more greens. But it's delicious, dude. That is my go-to. I really like it. But yeah, in theory, you could put any sauce in there, and you could do chicken instead. It's just the beef's nice and moist. The runny yolk helps a ton. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. That's my go-to meal. Like it a lot. Highly recommend. But yeah, basically to save money, because I'm making less money again, sort of by my own devilish making. I just started going grocery shopping more and ordering meals less. And I don't really buy anything anymore. Like I just kind of trying to become anti-consumer in general. In that I just try to spend less money on shit I don't need. Like I'm not really buying collector's editions anymore. I have this really bad habit of buying more books than I need. I tend to like see a book that I'm interested in and buy it, even when I don't need it. And so now what I do is when I come across a book that I would like to read, I go to Amazon, I put it in my Amazon wish list, and then once I've finished a book, I go look at my Amazon wish list and buy it from somewhere else. I don't buy the books from Amazon, but I use Amazon wish lists as a log for the books I am going to buy. Yeah, I have a bad book backlog, but I do get through them kind of fast. Thank you, G Multiverse. But yeah, I definitely was buying, every time I saw a book that I wanted to read, I would just buy it. So now I wait until I've at least finished a couple of others before I buy a new book, because I just have too many books. Too many fucking books. Too many goddamn books. Yes, I will sometimes go to a local bookstore. I'll call ahead and see if they have things. I did order a couple of things to a local bookstore, but otherwise I'll buy them on like other bookstores online. So, what's my favorite book? That's a great question. I have some books that I think have influenced me a lot as a writer. Both the Night Angel trilogy, which was probably because like I was quite young when I read it, and Mistborn, I realized have influenced me a lot as a writer in that I will often do something and be like, oh, that's really similar to Mistborn, where I just like catch myself doing it. So those two have influenced me a lot, or I'll be like, oh, maybe like this character in Mistborn, or like this character. And so they are like core of who I am in a way. Tough to say favorite books though, because it's like I was so much younger when I read them. So that's probably why they're so influential to me. I'm trying to think what my favorite book is, man. I'm currently reading Dune very slowly and really enjoying it. It's amazing. Shocking nobody. I don't know. I do read a fair bit of nonfiction. In fact, my favorite book of this year, or maybe it came out last year, my favorite book recently is a nonfiction book called One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This. I think I've mentioned it before. I cried multiple times reading it. It was incredible. One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Really profound and resonated with me in many, many ways. I thought it was just beautiful. When did you get noticeably good at writing? Were you always good at writing? Yeah, no, it was actually something I was always kind of good at. Not in a way that like, obviously I did it a lot, but I think I was always going to be a writer because in school I was A+ student in writing. Not to brag. And in primary school and high school, I was doing extension English, which meant that I was doing writing the grade above. And then obviously I went to university for writing as well. So it was just, there was nothing else that I was ever really going to do, I think. But I couldn't tell you if there was a point where I got good. I'm sure that I'm still learning, you know, it's people learn their whole lives. So it's like, I partly want to be like, well, I always loved it. And I always loved reading as a kid. And I wrote books, not the right word. I call them stories from when I learned to write. So I've always been doing it. Don't know where that came from, but yeah, gradually get better. Same as acting. It's not like I'm like a great actor now, but I'm slowly getting better at it. But just by doing more of it and learning and studying and all that good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's finish this fucking video.
And new this year,
Only a
download
minute.
your vote cards. You can share your picks on social media.
You see me being an
There is
accountant?
still
I'm
one
so
more
bad at math,
category
dude.
where
Hell
the
no.
Nominees have yet to be revealed. Player's Voice, where fans
Right.
100%
Expedition
select the
33 will
winner
win that
from
too.
30 nominees. We'll announce
I'll
those
have to write my
nominees
own book.
on
Yeah, I've been
Monday,
writing my own
December
book for 3 years.
So set a
I
reminder
don't know if
on
I'll
the
ever publish
website
it though.
if you want to be alerted.
I'd have on
The
Tyrion.
winners in all categories will be revealed live during TGA when it streams globally on Thursday, December 11th, starting with opening act at 4:30 p.m. Pacific,
30, Jeff.
7:30
Oh
p.m.
god, you
Eastern.
know what sucks about that? Obviously, like I said, I'm going to the Game Awards. I fly in for the Game Awards that morning at 9 a.m. because I will not be in LA. I have to fly in for it, and that was the only flight that I could get that made it work. So I would get on a plane at I don't know what fucking time.
12:30 a.m. GMT at thegameawards.com and live across every major video
Looking forward
and
to
social
it.
platform out there. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you live on Thursday, December 11th to celebrate the best and see what's next in video games.
Hell yeah. Always look forward to Jeff's trailers and stuff, so it would be fun. Jen English will definitely win, I think. Yes. Jeff's been waiting to say goodbye for 45 minutes. I'm sorry. Should we... I was going to vote, but maybe I do that next time because I heard the website's been very buggy. Let's have a look. But I know a lot of people have been having a lot of trouble with it today. Buggy and slow. Okay, maybe I'll do that a little later. We've still got plenty of time, so maybe we will wait a bit. Thoughts on Hollow Knight? Love it. The game I'm making. I am a director, part of a 3-person indie team. We're making an indie game called Layers Deep, very Hollow Knight inspired. And actually, I started playing Hollow Knight this year. I played more of Hollow Knights than any other game this year because I played the first one and the second one this year. I started playing it because I started working on this game and people kept saying it looks like Hollow Knight, and I went, I should really check out that Hollow Knight thing, and then I was like, oh my god, it's crack. I love Hollow Knight. The site is bugged as hell, but I got to vote. I'll wait a bit. I'll give it a few days. I published my game on Xbox. We are hoping to, but we'll see. Don't know yet. I have played more of the 2 Hollow Knights combined than Blueprints drew, yes. Yes, I have. Dude, Mouse PI looks so good. And I'm sure we'll do another stream coming up. Where we can talk about like what announcements I predict. Any announcement wishes outside of what you know. I really hope we see GTA 5. Sorry, 6. Imagine 5 again online. Fuck off. I'd love to see more of that. I can't tell you how excited I am about GTA 6. I know it feels like a basic take. I just love Rockstar so much, dude. And they get to do things nobody else gets to do, and it's so inspiring and so fucking cool. I'm really, really, really excited. That would be awesome. I had a dream the other day that GTA 6 came out, and I was like stoked. I don't know if I've ever been more excited for a video game. Insane. I'd love to see Fable gameplay finally. Would be really cool. Big Fable fan. I'm having trouble of thinking of what else. Oh, Witcher 4 would be great. Yeah. Witcher 4 would be great. We know you played it already. You know that I played GTA? I have not played that game. Please God, Mass Effect 3. I'm not with you on that one. This is a hot take where I didn't like Andromeda. That's one of those ones where I think the original trilogy was so perfect and I don't need more. You know how I said that like with Outer Worlds 2, that I just sometimes don't need more of something? Hot take. I think the Mass Effect trilogy was effectively perfect, and I don't actually need to play more of it. Blood of the Dawnwalker, I did actually get to see gameplay of at Gamescom. It's dope. My only criticism with they talk a little bit too much, a little bit too chatty. Love to see a reveal for Dispatch Season 2. Man, that would be news to me, but I would love that too. I'll come back as many times as they ask. Did I play all the Fables? I have played every Fable except The Journey. Fable The Lost Chapters is also one of my favorite games of all time.
Are you just going to stand there like a lemon? Wouldn't you rather be smashing things?
Chicken chaser?
What? You chase chickens?
And I gotta get down the quote of what that guy, the trader, says about your sister. He's like, I'm a trader.
Chicken chaser?
I heard they cancelled Fable. That's not true. No, Fable is not cancelled. I do know a little bit about that game. Obviously not going to share. Yeah, I'm excited about it though, so. Has not been cancelled. Looking forward to it. He's not twitching onto a commercial. Oh man, if they don't hire you for VO and Fable Riot. Yeah, dude, I asked them. I asked if I could be in that game. I asked Phil Spencer if I could just do a cameo in Fable, and the reason I asked was because I had a community when I was on that Xbox podcast at IGN Unlocked where I would do that all the time, and it just became like a running thing that people started associating me with those particular voices.
Are you just going to stand there like a lemon?
So I asked Phil Spencer if I could have a voice in Fable. And he was like, I would love that. Let's ask the team. And then he put me on an email with them. And I guess I should follow up. They were like, I mean, maybe. We're really far ahead, though. Like, or really far out, though. Like, it was like a... like they did not want to be asked. I guess I never asked again because I was like, all right, I understand when I'm being rejected. Phil did not leave me on red. Phil was like, that sounds sick. The Playground team was like, like, I don't want to force anyone to put me in a game or like make anyone feel like they have to. And to be fair, I was really only asking because I thought it would be very cute because how often I do those voices. So I respect their wishes, no pressure, but it would be really fun for me. Maybe I should I email them? I'll do it. I'll do it and I'll say, hey guys, following up on this, would still really love to do this, but also please know that you can say no and you do not have to put me in this thing, and I will support and love you from afar no matter what. Maybe I should do that. Looking forward to Gears next year. Yes, I am really looking forward to Gears E-Day as well, actually. Yeah. That's one where like I don't really care about new Gears games. Same kind of thing. Crazy because I'm in Gears 5, but I don't, and I mean I love Liam, obviously, who plays JD, and Laura, all of them. Foz is also cool, I guess, whatever. Way prefer Liam. Foz Chitani. But he does play Wolverine, yes. He was at Rahul's birthday party, and because I guess like there's so many like weird groups of friends there, and Liam walked over and gave us pizza, and he walked over when I was talking to Eddie Burback and Jarvis Johnson, and those are like the YouTube friends that Rahul is now basically friends with by virtue of me being around them so much. I think maybe Ethan. And they Liam is like, you guys want pizza? And they were like, oh yeah, thanks man, nice to meet you. And he was like, my name's Liam. And then as he walked away, I was like, you know, it's fucking Wolverine. Because they did not know that. And I was like, that dude is fucking Wolverine. He's so sweet. He's such a genuine guy. He's so lovely. So sweet. Try to get Banjo and Fable? Bro, I wish, bro. I wish. How do you even get into game writing and voice editing? Is it just connections based like politics, but the game world? I was talking about this earlier. My experience getting into voice acting was absolutely connections based. Basically straight up nepotism. Not hiding that. I don't think I could give you that skill. The game writing world was not, though. The game writing stuff, you could do exactly what I did, and I'm so confident that you would end up in the same spot as me. Maybe not like the exact same spot. It's hard to say, but yeah, I'm so confident you would end up a video game writer. If I will make that YouTube video at some point, though. I promise. Networking is the best skill you can develop. Certainly helpful in every single career, I would say, but I do think that you could get a job as a video game writer without it. How would I feel if IGN gave Dispatch a 7? Some fucking guy's opinion, man. It's whatever. Some fucking guy's opinion. Dude can think whatever he wants. It's always nice to get a high score, but if someone gives something a negative score, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Would you consider doing any more physical acting, such as stunt work, after your training discipline and experience program for Creator Clash? In VHS Beyond, I did almost all of my own stunt work. There's only one stunt that they wouldn't let me do because I didn't have it had to be a stunt performer, I think, even like by rules. But I did do all the other stunts in it, and it was very fun. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Newsing Nop. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, it has been surprising to have a lot of people say they didn't even realize it was me. Because I've also had the flip side where people were like, I think I know that voice, and then looked it up and was like, oh shit. Have I met Ben Schwartz? I have. Turning into a blob, technically, Scott, yes, I did do that. I puppeted the blob myself. So yes, that was stunt work. And that was actually the worst stunt of that shoot. The one where I get launched is the one I was not allowed to do. That's correct, yeah. Yeah. But the blob was all me, and that fucking sucked. It was painful. I was bloody and bruised, but it was very fun time. And yeah, I would totally do it. That stuff's really fun. I think I've spoken about it before, but I don't, because there are people in here who don't know about VHS Beyond. I'm trying not to spoil it in case anyone happens to want to go see it. On that note, I have got to run. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Sorry it took me 3.5 hours to watch this video. But, as said, on Wednesday, we are streaming Starting Dispatch again with Mayanna Baron, who voices Coop in Dispatch. She's like the loveliest, like bubbliest, cutest, smiliest human. It's so funny that she plays like just straight up evil murderer. Like no matter how you paint it, she's so cute. They're so different. It's amazing. But she's also one of the writers at Ad Hoc, so she was an actor in the game and a writer, which is so, so, so cool. And she wrote like some of my favorite episodes were like written by Mayana. It was so good. So, yeah, we'll be doing that on Wednesday, 1 p.m. She'll be here. Really looking forward to it. Thank you. I do love my streaming community, the Cockney Charmer. Everyone is wonderful. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the people on Facebook. There are 2 of you. I appreciate you too. And to everybody on YouTube. What time was it? 1 p.m. PT. But obviously, if you don't catch it, the stuff that goes up on, it will always be on the YouTube channel afterwards. So you will always see that there. Thank you, Clueless Lily. I appreciate you. Yeah, and TikTok. I can't see how many views are on there, though. No idea. Doesn't tell me. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Who should we raid? Let's have a little look-see. Oh, you know what? Let's raid a dispatch. Someone playing dispatch. I'm going to pick someone with the least amount of views who's playing dispatch. Let's do that. So stay around, raid them, go say hi. Let's make somebody's day. Sort by viewers, low to high. Live channels. I got to make sure it's in English. Here we go. Is this person here? I just don't need that kind of drama today. They don't have a camera. Just want to make sure it's like a real human. The first person who has a camera. Okay. Cool. All right, I found someone. This person has 1 viewer, you guys. Don't leave. Please tell her I said hello. And that we're so glad she's enjoying the game. Here we go. And I will see you guys on Wednesday.